Your Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the Utah Jazz last night to finish the preseason with one win and 4 losses. First game of the season for the Kings tips off Wednesday night in Salt Lake City against the Utah Jazz, right here on Sactown Sports. In baseball, the Houston Astros tie up the ALCS against the Texas Rangers with a 10-3 win in Game 4. Game 5 from Texas is today at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks hit a walk-off single to win Game 3 of the NLCS. Game 4 is tonight at 5 o'clock p.m. Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night for a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. Reminder, all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Now it's time for Styles and Watkins here on Sactown Sports.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Sports. Oh, here we go. Yes. Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m., 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the last dress rehearsal. We're going to talk about the Kings' last dress rehearsal, and this is our last dress rehearsal until we launch our debut Styles and Watkins Thursday, October 26th. Chris, you're going golfing later.
Yes,
it's
sir.
a Friday fun day.
Yes, sir.
The Kings won.
Yes, sir.
The vibes are vibing right now.
Very
They're
strong.
kind of vibing.
Very, very, very strong. It's feeling like we're back. It's feeling like, Kings won a preseason game. I'm ready to start mapping out those parade routes now. So, it truly feels like an awesome Friday before the NBA season starts. Can't wait.
I'm watching last night. You send me a text. You help me out because it was a little hard to get to the game.
People have been having issues with trying to get on that.
But you hooked me up as a real one does. That's what co-hosts do. And I'm thinking, I'm watching. Are the Kings back? Like they never left? Ludacris back for the first time? You got guys doing some things. Last night, yesterday, we made a checklist. And we made a checklist of things we wanted to see. We saw a lot of those things.
Pretty much
we saw Vezenkov look more comfortable.
Yeah.
I saw Davion penetrating the paint, dishing it off like Magic Johnson, doing some things. Malik Monk, 23 of them things, showing I'm still with it, okay? Yeah. And for the Jazz, they didn't play. They played most of their guys besides, the 2 big ones, right?
Yep.
So I thought it was a good game all around. You come from behind. Mike Brown had some things to say as well about the game. We'll get into that sound a little bit later. I know you don't care because it's preseason, but whether it's fake or real, a win is always better than an L.
No, I mean, there's still things to take away from it. Even though the result at the end of the day doesn't really matter, like there's things to glean on from what we saw last night. Biggest thing I'm taking is De'Aaron Fox, you've got some help in those last couple minutes. Yesterday, we were talking a ton about how De'Aaron kind of, really took it on himself in those fourth quarters to take over the game, and there wasn't really many other options besides him. Yeah. Last night, we saw Malik Monk said, De'Aaron's out, watch this. In that fourth quarter, he took off. He made it personal. He made it so his team wasn't going to lose because they had Malik Monk on the floor that night. 16 in the fourth. It was incredible. Colby Jones, who we'll talk about a ton today, he hit down some clutch threes as well. It was awesome to see down the stretch, just the level of dominance and comfortability that Malik showed in those moments. Like that was so awesome to see because that's just a sign that, again, De'Aaron doesn't have to do it himself. There's more than one different guy who, if we need buckets, is more than capable of getting some. And he did it with relative ease. I mean, it was pretty much all coming off the pick and roll, whether it's him taking the shot, dishing it to the big man, or finding somebody in the corner. I thought Malik was terrific yesterday, not only shooting, but also finished the game with 8 assists as well. Like he was just running the show yesterday.
He really was. And, you talk about that pick and roll. That thing is lethal. When he is the one kind of being the puppet master. So that was great to see. The two guys that were missing for the Jazz was Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson. So obviously they didn't have them. But the Kings didn't have their big boys either. So let's hear from Mike Brown and what he had to say about actually the second unit that came in last night.
And one of the questions we had, like I said earlier, we played Kobe at the backup point guard. And we wanted to see how that would unfold. And, it didn't feel like we missed a beat when he was out there in that position. It'd be great to go back and watch the tape and see if my feeling is still the same after watching it. But to see him step up, to see a guy like Kessler step up, who hasn't really played much in the preseason, to see Alex even step up, and Keon, that was a little surprising because they hadn't gotten an opportunity, but that was a lot of fun to see those guys step up and defend, share the ball, cut hard, and all those other little things that we do very well.
You see games like this during the regular season off the back-to-back when sometimes they'll rest a bunch of the guys and you got low expectations because the big boys aren't playing. It should be nice to see the younger guys and what they're able to do. And you really couldn't draw up anything better than what we saw. Again, you're talking about, and Coach Brown talked about Colby Jones, 19 points, and Kessler Edwards with 14. Yeah. So everybody was ready to go. Yep. And I think maybe internally, we don't want to go win. Does it matter? No. But do we want to go winless in the preseason? Not really. Okay. And the Jazz, they're sitting their big boys. We're sitting ours. It's kind of mano-y-mano, not summer league vibes, but kind of. Right. Let's get it done so we can say, hey, we got one and get that momentum for whatever it may matter or not matter at all. Right. Let's get things turning back in the right direction as we now head into the regular season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you always want to – going 0-5, it's not the biggest deal, but still having positive feelings. Like I'm sure those guys minimally celebrated in the locker room after. Right. It's the last preseason game. Yeah. You're ending it on a high note. You're entering the season. You got some time off. A couple days off here and there before the season starts to kind of, sit and feel in those good feelings and try and take that into the regular season, because as we've been talking about, like, the Kings really do need to get off to a good start here. They have a rough start a tough start to start the season. Yes. And then it gets a little bit easier, but they need to make sure, especially playing the Warriors twice in the first 4 games, that they're ready to go for this regular season. And it's good to see some of these, later in the bench depth guys showing some promise. I mean, Alex Len last night, 5 blocks. You were talking yesterday, like, is Alex Len and JaVale McGee really kind of the same thing? Like, do we kind of, view JaVale or give JaVale a little bit too much credit for being this guy when he's 36 years old, and Alex Len is here, in the middle of his prime, with pretty much the same size. Great game from Alex, of course, Malik. But Kessler Edwards is somebody who, got some minutes last year, and it's kind of a big question of how he's going to fit into the rotation, if at all, this year. So it was really good to see him, after pretty much not playing this entire preseason, come in, 14 points, 8 boards, 5 of 7 from the field. It was really good to see some of the Kings' depth pieces, like we were talking about a lot yesterday. This is more evidence that for Mike Brown that if people don't have it going, if people go down for whatever reason, you've got some really good pieces here that if you put them in the right situation, they should be able to produce something for you. Whether it be rim protection, whether it be, Malik Monk being able to facilitate, or Kessler Edwards being able to step in and play defense and hit some threes. I think that's a great sign for the Kings moving forward into the season.
Yeah, we talked so much about depth yesterday and what it actually means, because every team thinks that they have depth. Yes. But what we saw last night, I thought that was the real thing. And yes, the main guys for the Jazz weren't playing, but it was the same on both sides. So you got Colin Sexton in there trying to mean mug people as he always does. You had guys in there that are going to get THT. Trying. I mean, that was a game for
26
him.
For THT.
Basically, it was THC versus Malik Monk.
Yes, that's what it became.
It's 100%. Street ball and one. Oh, baby. Slip and slide. Oh, baby. Off the easy. They wanted to see all of that. And Malik Monk said, This is my time to just let it fly, and you're not going to take this shine from me. And they really didn't. The Jazz didn't. And now you have the Kings feeling like, okay, we're moving in the right direction. We're feeling good. You said all right, so that's in Sacramento. Now they got to go to Utah and take care of business out there and hopefully light the beam for the first time.
Yes, sir. I know. It was a good sign. I think, the Utah team, again, they were really only missing Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better heading into that game, and I hope the Kings in total feel better heading into that game, that you have the talent to where that game should be relatively easy, especially considering you play the Warriors and then the Lakers immediately after. This is your easier game, and you just went head-to-head with them. You should have a good feel for what you're stepping into next Wednesday, and I hope the Kings take advantage, because Utah's not an easy place to play. You got some altitude there. You know, it's a good home crowd environment. It's the first game of the season, so all fans are feeling positively about how things are going to go. So that place is going to be riled up, ready to go, and the Kings need to really set the tone from game one that they're here to play, and they're not here to take anybody lightly, and they shouldn't be taken lightly either.
Well, no, and you talk about the altitude, which a lot of people don't really talk about when it comes to Utah. Obviously,
it's apparently only Denver has altitude.
And obviously it's the worst in Denver. But, Utah isn't an easy place to play. And I think when the starters see the younger guys doing what they did and really fighting for it, as the saying goes, iron sharpens iron. And I think they're going to take that to task and say, well, the only win we got, we weren't really even a part of. So if the younger guys are going to do their thing and really put their best foot forward, let's start the season on the right foot as well. And I expect the Kings to come out shot out of a cannon in Utah and not mess around and really put the league not on notice, because there are going to be a bunch of games and everybody is, either going to go 0-1 or 1-0, but at least be on that side to say, okay, the Kings took care of business. Now they're about to go into this gauntlet. They didn't overlook the Jazz because of the gauntlet. That's the sign of a very good team and a mature team. And if you're talking about right now, if you're looking at the Kings, last year they might have been tweens, right? You're 12, 13 years old. Oh wow, I got a little bit of facial hair. Maybe I hit a growth spurt. This year
you're starting to feel like an adult.
You're starting to feel like an adult. Now we're gonna see, is this your sophomore year, junior year? Okay, those types of things. So I'm excited to see it. We got to get to a break. When we get back, we're gonna take a quick Kings break, because I gotta roast a guy.
Oh boy.
Who was in the Bay, no longer in the Bay.
Yeah.
I wanted to root for him so bad, but he's making it very hard. So I got to get this off my chest on this Friday fun day. Stiles and Watkins, we got you till 2 p.m. We'll be right back. Sactown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups. We've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Igor, my faithful companion, it is time to prepare for the night. The shadows grow long, and the creatures of the night stir with excitement.
Yes, Master Dracula. What do you require of me?
I need you to fire up the hearse. Elk Grove Kia is having a Halloween sale that is to die for. We're going to upgrade you a new car worthy of the Prince of Darkness. I'm so excited. It is making my blood shiver.
But Master, with your credit history, aren't you worried you're going to get turned down?
Igor, shut up. Elk Grove Kia's finance department has over 100 years of experience. They can even get me approved, even with my troubled past. And Elk Grove Kia's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on all new Kias, it's almost like having an immortal car.
Elk Grove Kia's Halloween sale is so good, it's scaring the competition. In fact, it's so scary, we can't even advertise the pricing. So whether you're in need of a new or used car, make your way to Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or visit us at elkgrovekia.com.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports, Stiles and Watkins. The last preseason show until we get you going on Thursday, October 26th, the day before, the day after the Kings take on the Jazz, and the day before, those Bay Boys come to town. Chris's favorite player, Steph Curry and the Warriors, coming to town on Friday. We will be in the building. If you see us, say hello. Please. By the way, I got to talk to you. I need to get this media pass. We got a lot of things to figure out. Because I'm saying I'm in the building. Yeah. I actually don't know how I will be in the building.
We'll get you in the building.
Okay.
We'll get you in the building.
We know people. You know people. I have your people call my people.
Sneak you through the back door, you know?
Well, those days are over.
We're going to sneak you in through the beam.
I had back in the day, I actually, with my now wife, then girlfriend, her parents and myself snuck into, she's from PA, that's why I'm going back to Philly. We were in Hershey Park, right? And there was a Bruce Springsteen concert. And me and the whole family snuck into the Bruce Springsteen concert.
Is that just like hopping a gate? Like what does it, or hopping a fence? Like one of those, pop-up fences?
It was more like it was very open and they didn't have enough people checking tickets.
Gotcha.
So, I'm not out here.
Right.
That was pre-Achilles, but still, I'm not out here doing all that.
Fences or nothing.
No, not quite. And, I wasn't able to get it done hopping fences like that. And Derek Carr wasn't able to get it done.
Oh my
God. And I got to say this, man. I got to say this because Derek Carr is a guy for me. It's been very confusing because when he was with the Raiders, I didn't love him, right? I thought he got some unnecessary hate. I thought he was better than what people thought. I would have those conversations. Hey, who do you want? Jimmy G or Derek Carr, right? When Jimmy G was on the Niners, hey, what would this offense look like with Derek Carr? And I thought that him going to New Orleans, you got some weapons down there.
For sure.
Chris Olave, you got guys, Michael Thomas,
Kamara.
You have guys, right? And I'm watching last night, and I decided I can no longer defend Derek Carr. I wanted to. He kind of rebranded himself going to New Orleans. He always takes the higher road. His brothers, on the other hand, do not, right? They were roasting the Raiders, all those types of, interviews and things like that. But I'm watching Derek Carr, man, and I couldn't do it anymore when Chris Olave stopped on a route. Derek Carr threw a ball that I'm not even sure was in bounds. And he starts showing him up, and it just gave me flashbacks to the Raiders when he would show up the receivers. We have no clue because we're just watching. We don't know whose fault it actually is, right? But out of all the quarterbacks in the league, right? We watch a lot of football now. You can chime in too on the YouTube chat, the text line, all that good stuff. How often do you actually see quarterbacks show up their wide receivers as much as Derek Carr? He is demonstrative. Keep going or whatever he's saying. You can see, and he's been doing it for years.
But he's fiery.
No.
That's what they tell you.
You're fiery if you win.
That's what they tell you.
You're fiery if you win. But for some reason, nobody has ever called Derek Carr out on this, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it, man. Yeah. Stop showing up your wide receivers. You're not good enough to do that. Tom Brady's good enough to do that.
Because that's the only other example that I really have.
Just
Tom
stop.
Brady, but that's not a fair comparison.
They have clips of you, Derek Carr, throwing ground balls. All right, my 6-month-old daughter can throw some better passes than what you throw.
At least further, for sure.
At least further. Intentional grounding.
My biggest thing with DC is he does not throw the ball down the field. I mean, it's Alvin Kamara yesterday had 12 receptions for 90 yards. And I think a couple weeks ago he had like nine catches for
check down Charlie.
Yards. That's all he does. And like I understand. I felt bad for New Orleans Saints fans yesterday, and I was hoping that they would boo, and they booed them the entire game, and they deserved it. I mean, there was, especially in that first quarter, there was a period of time where the Jaguars were trying to give the Saints a touchdown. They were like, hey, we're going to fumble this punt.
Right.
We're going to have penalties.
Trevor Lawrence is injured.
Just here's the ball at the 18-yard line. Score. And they just go 3 and out. Like it has to be so infuriating. And I have tons of Raider fans in my life who have been telling me they were so, some weeks are, DC's our guy. He's great. It's everybody else's fault. Other weeks it's Derek Carr, conservative, dump down Charlie and can't. And I don't know how you deal with it, because it's one of those situations where, I mean, I would say he's worse than the average quarterback. Like, I think you told me he's he's what Vikings fans think Kirk Cousins is.
Yeah,
like Kirk
right.
Cousins is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. It's almost like you're living in this purgatory of, okay, this guy's not like Jimmy. I would say Jimmy's probably playing worse right now, where he's just throwing the ball
between
away.
the both of them, can I close my eyes and not watch?
They're bad. They're almost bad for different reasons. Like Derek Carr's not going to just throw the ball, just have an errant, terrible throw 5 yards, overthrowing his receiver. But he's just not even taking those chances. So I can't with those kind of quarterbacks. It's already bad enough dealing with Kirk Cousins, but I don't know how franchises deal with these bottom tier quarterbacks that you almost have to convince yourself, well, it's better than taking a massive risk on a guy who we're just not sure of.
It can't be. I've seen enough. And look, I felt bad for Derek Carr for a while because what was that, 2016 when he broke his foot?
Yeah.
He might have won the MVP that year.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Raiders would have done, but they look good. And he never looked the same after that. Mm-hmm. He hurt his back after that. I get it, but the guy's getting paid and he's doing very well for himself.
Yes.
So I can't watch it anymore, man. It's just to me, and I saw Kamara talking to him after and things like that. I don't care how you spin it. You're a bad teammate.
Yeah.
You're a bad teammate. If you are showing up and you have been doing this for a long time, Derek, right? And you claim to be that guy who I'm going to take responsibility, all this stuff, but it doesn't matter because that doesn't make the headlines. Okay. What makes the headlines is you being demonstrative to Chris Olave, which by the way, Chris Olave, Derek, might have more pull in that organization than you. I know decent. They paid you, but money ain't a thing to these teams. They can find some. Jameis, he might throw 30 for 30.
But he's still going to throw 30 of them.
But he's still going to throw 30 of them things. Yeah. So, Derek, you better watch it, man. You better stop messing around. And am I mad because he hit the under on my prize picks? Yes, but that's besides the point.
The under for what? I mean, he had 300
yards.
They expected him to throw more than 300 yards.
No, it was set at
because you
240.
Gotcha. Yeah, he threw for 300. He was trying to.
He did. Or did he hit? He might have hit.
He hit 300.
Okay, so he hit.
Yeah,
right?
They threw like 55 passes to get there. But
right. That's what I thought. But the whole Olave thing, that's what got me riled up.
Yeah.
That's what got me riled up. And Olave is on my fantasy
team. Did
team.
Olave not win Offensive Rookie of the Year last year? Or was that Drake London?
No, it was gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up again because it wasn't Olave, it was someone else.
Okay. Then I'm mistaken.
Yeah, so than Amon-Ra?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was a rookie last year.
So I don't like it, man. And I don't know why. All these things that we've gotten upset about with certain players, right? And I don't know what it is, but somehow Derek Carr, who has done nothing in his career in terms of the postseason, can show up his teammates. Somehow Mac Jones can show up coaches, right? And do all these things, but other quarterbacks can't even sneeze without everybody talking about them. So Derek, I tried, man. I tried to ride for you, but I'm off. I'm off. Okay, I'm off it.
I'm done now. I think last night really woke a lot of people to just how bad things are over there. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know what they do, right? I think the Saints are in some type of purgatory, and they were my sleeper pick.
The problem, they're 3-4 now, but that division is so bad. They're still my favorite pick to come out of that division.
I trust Desmond Ridder. I trust Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, that's the correction you got to make. Not Desmond Ridder.
Right. I trust that more than Derek Checkdown Carr.
How about Taylor Heineke?
I don't trust any of them.
No, not Heineke because Heineke's going to be starting for the Falcons in 2 weeks.
None of them.
I don't trust any of them, but Derek's getting paid the most.
He is getting
paid the most. Derek is the one that is on my hot seat.
Yeah.
So I had to get that off my chest, man. And the other thing I wanted to kind of get into was, so I'm watching this morning. I'm up very early, as we've been kind of chatting about, watching unsportsmanlike conduct on ESPN. Right?
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So Evan Cohen, I don't know why we have to do this. Why do we have to do this? So Evan Cohen, with a straight face, says next 5 years, besides Patrick Mahomes, I would take Trevor Lawrence over anybody else. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. I don't get it.
I don't see that. I mean, like, maybe if you would have told me that like the day after Trevor Lawrence got drafted, maybe I'm a little bit more willing to hear you because of the amount of hype. And I was a huge believer in the Trevor Lawrence hype. But from what we've seen in the NFL, I mean, he's good. He's better than average, but I don't think that he's shown to be like that top.
No, I like him. I like
really
Trevor Lawrence.
like him.
I like Trevor Lawrence.
I don't love him like that. I'm not saying I'm taking him over Joe Burrow.
Based
I'm not
on
taking him
what?
over Josh Allen. I don't even know if I'm taking him over Justin Herbert, frankly.
Well, there's Justin Herbert, right? I mean, there's Lamar. There's a lot.
Sure.
There's a lot of guys. So I don't understand. Why do we have to take it that far? Why can't we
Also
just say
that, right.
Trevor Lawrence played really well and he's a rising.
He's a franchise quarterback. He's a quarterback that you can build your team around.
Yes.
Why does it have to be? He's got to be number one besides Mahomes with a bullet. Like, why does it have to be? I mean, hot take culture.
Who are you taking? Next 5 years. Trevor Lawrence or Jalen Hurts?
Push.
Yeah,
that's not allowed.
Trevor Lawrence.
I think that's really tough. I think I'll take Lawrence, but I really like Jalen Hurts. I really, really like Jalen Hurts.
Apparently not enough.
5 years. Apparently not enough.
Okay, so what if I say Lamar Jackson?
I still I would take Trevor Lawrence.
I'm not a Lamar Jackson.
I'm not a Lamar guy.
I'm off.
Yeah.
I like Jalen more than
off Lamar.
I like Jalen. Yeah. I'm sorry, Lamar.
The passing's not coming along.
It was supposed to be a brand new offense. Every time I look up, he's scurrying around like he's been scurrying around. So I don't know what the difference is.
And also, it's just like if it comes down to a playoff game where Lamar Jackson's down by 2 scores, if he's down by 10, I have no faith that the Ravens are coming back.
Yeah. Well, and then we're not even talking about Joe Burrow.
No, not at all. Yeah.
I mean,
Justin Herbert.
Joe Burrow's shown more
Justin
than
Herbert.
Anybody else besides Patrick Mahomes, period. Like, he's been to the Super Bowl.
He's been the kryptonite.
Been to the AFC Championship game multiple times. Like, I
don't get it.
Guys.
I don't get it. Trevor
crazy.
Lawrence, I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's going to continue to improve.
He's fantastic.
I don't see that. He gritted it out. He was injured yesterday. He still ran even though he was injured. So good on him, but I am not taking him next to Patrick Mahomes.
No.
I think that's crazy. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back on the Kings talk. Kings rank top 10 in Zach Lowe's NBA League Pass rankings. Chris Watkins will explain when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Are we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. At Elk Grove Honda, we include many benefits that a private seller just can't match. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection, and our certified pre-owned Hondas are under 5 years old. So you know you're getting the newest Hondas in prime condition. See our exceptional selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the Utah Jazz last night to finish the preseason with 1 win and 4 losses. First game of the season tips off Wednesday night in Salt Lake City against the Utah Jazz, right here on Sactown Sports 1140. In baseball, the Houston Astros tied up the ALCS with a 10-3 win against the Texas Rangers in Game 4. Game 5 from Texas is today at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, Ketel Marte of the Diamondbacks hit a walk-off single to win Game 3 of the NLCS. Game 4 is tonight at 5 p.m. Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night for a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. It's time for more of Styles and Watkins.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports, Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. As the Kings, they got their W. All you need is one. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yes, sir.
116 to 113.
Yep.
And they just are setting the mood right as they head in to the regular season, the real deal. And they chase this next level. We know that you can make the playoffs. A lot of teams can sit there and make the playoffs. Zebo and the Grizzlies made the playoffs a lot. The Clippers always find their way into the playoffs. There are teams that will make the playoffs, and it's cute. It's cool. It's competitive. Oh, let's go in. Let's make the first round, maybe mess around in the second round, and then we'll see you next year. And the owners are happy because you got some playoff revenue, and the team, the fans believe that they got a chance, even though deep down, we know you're not a real contender. Are you a contender or a pretender? And that is where the Kings are headed. We know you're good enough to make the playoffs. You did it last year, and you did it in incredible fashion, being the best offense in the history of the league.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're not going to talk about defense today because it's Friday Fun Day.
Exactly.
Keep it positive. Keep it positive. So you did that. Now, what is part 2 going to look like? Everybody, a lot of teams get to this point. Can you get to the next one? Or are you just okay being a playoff team because it's been so long since you made the playoffs? And Sacramento Kings fans, let's have you in this as well. 916-339-1140. Is just making the playoffs enough? Are you still in the honeymoon phase of, hey, at least we're there?
Yeah.
Or do you want that parade? Are you tired of seeing your friends post in the Bay Area about the confetti? I want purple. I don't want any blue confetti.
No,
I don't want any yellow confetti. I want some purple and black confetti. That's where I'm at with this, Chris. You got to
You're
level
already
up now.
there. Oh no,
you got to level.
I'm not there yet.
I don't know if you're there.
I'm not there yet.
But so what are we? You play to win the game.
You do, yeah.
So
but you
what
got to
are we
understand
talking
that
about?
it's a process. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
You know what about that? The Sixers trust the process.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like that. I don't like talking about a process because that process is still processing.
It's ongoing. Yeah.
It's still loading.
Yeah.
Shout out AOL, dial up. It's still loading.
Yeah.
The Kings, you got an opportunity here, man. I know the West is loaded, but you're young, you're fiery. You have it. There are only a couple teams here that are going to be willing to go after the top spots that can afford to. And the Kings are one of those, I think, 3 teams: the Denver, the Kings, and maybe the Suns.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the big problem with the Kings going all in right now is that it's just a really big risk to go to go for broke, essentially. I mean, especially with an organization like the Kings where there isn't quite the history of winning. It just, you gotta factor in trauma. You really do.
Yeah.
Like, this is an organization that hasn't had sustained success in 17 years. You can't just go for broke and essentially say, okay, we're going to try and win a title this year. We're going to get some, guy who's more so in his prime or later in his prime. Let's say
it's Harden. That's the name.
Harden or DeMar DeRozan or something like that. I don't know. Just a random older guy that feels like, okay, this is the Kings saying right now is the timeline. It's not about the future. I think the problem with that is just, if it doesn't work out, then you're quickly putting yourself back into this territory of, okay, you might be frisky, or it also might not be enough. Getting James Harden or DeMar DeRozan might not be enough, and you might be a team that has a ceiling of conference finals instead of, NBA finals, and it's just too big of a risk to take, I think, right now. I think it's still, I personally, and I don't think it's a popular opinion, but I personally am just, let's keep stacking those bricks. Let's keep building this foundation.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that this house is on sturdy ground. So there's a very small percentage of this thing falling apart, because it's 1 year of success. Like, I point to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who brought in Jimmy Butler for that one season. They were on a huge playoff drought. I think it was 12 years. They make the playoffs, and then the following season didn't make the playoffs. And now Minnesota is back to trying to chase this. And you see them make this all-in trade for Rudy Gobert. That doesn't work out for them, and they missed the playoffs last year. So that's the fear for me, from my side.
Well, I'm not saying to sell the farm or anything. I'm saying your mentality has to be, and look, even if deep down Mike Brown knows that they're not there yet, the way De'Aaron's talking, the way everybody is talking, that's the goal, right?
For sure, that's the goal,
obviously that's, and I'm not saying you need to move. I'm not saying you need to move anybody. That remains to be seen. Yeah. We'll see what happens once the season starts and they stack up against. We'll see what happens when they play the Warriors. We'll see what happens when they play the Lakers and play the Nuggets and play the Suns. We'll see what happens. I do think ultimately. So if you're saying the roster, what you're saying is the reason you're talking trades is because you don't think this roster right now. Chris Watkins, by the way, you can cut this, Kyle.
Put it on the record.
Chris Watkins does not think this roster is good enough to win the whole thing.
Correct.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I would definitely argue there's nothing wrong.
I don't think that's super controversial.
I would hope not.
Well,
I would really hope not.
Well, no, but as a fan, you want to believe.
I think that there are people who think that this roster is close to being a I don't know about a finals winner, but I think that there are people who think that, like, this team is really close to competing to a conference championship. And it depends what your definition of really close is. But I don't think they're far away from it, but I definitely don't think as currently I think that there's another move that needs to be made, which I've kind of been alluding to for a while. But I think that there's another move that needs to be made if the Kings want to elevate to another level. I think that Domas and Fox are more than capable of being great and leading this team to certain heights, but it's just a matter of I just think that there's a hard ceiling on how far those guys can take you without, things going perfectly in the postseason.
Plus, like you were just saying, this team goes as far as De'Aaron Fox takes them, and we've been talking all week. He's somewhere between 17 and 23rd best player in the league.
Right.
Well,
which can change. That's always fluid.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. The question is timelines, right? And whether your window is never stagnant. It's always opening or closing. And when I look at this Kings team, you have a decision to make, because ultimately you can approach this or attack this a couple ways. The Warriors, they're saying, and this isn't controversial, the Warriors are saying themselves, hopefully we got one more in us.
Yeah, we can squeeze it in.
And that's going to have to be within I know Draymond signed for the next 4 and I know Steph is still here for about 3 more, and we don't know what's going to happen with Clay.
He's going to Charlotte after that.
The Warriors are not going to be competing for a championship in 4 years. I don't think
Steve
so.
Kerr will probably be gone.
If they're going to do this thing, it's going to happen within these next 2 years. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, that's
unless something goes wrong in Milwaukee and you get a Giannis. I'm saying as presently constructed. I'm just saying as presently constructed. They got 2 years. Okay. The Lakers.
Yep.
I would kind of say the same thing.
I would definitely.
And I know they looked really good and they made a lot of moves, but I would probably say LeBron's got about 2 more years of true championship contention.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you said, okay, we're going to continue to build, those dudes can duke it out while we just build.
For sure.
But the problem is this. You still got, and actually, I don't know what to do with the Suns because KD is older, but Booker is not, right? So I don't think they got I think they got a nice window.
This is the window closing. I mean, they were already in the finals.
I would say it's
2 years
longer.
ago. Yeah.
I would say it's definitely longer than the Warriors and Lakers. I would give them 4.
It depends on KD.
Right.
It really depends on
I would
his
give
health.
them 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have them, and then you have the Nuggets who Jokic might just decide I want to go back overseas and
race horses.
Bet my horses.
Yep.
Right.
They're going to be around for a minute.
They're going to, but assuming he doesn't, they're going to be around for a minute. So you can decide to maybe wait this out, but other teams continuing to get better.
Yeah.
Right. I guess the question is, if you're looking at the pieces that the Kings have, I get to your point, there are guys who I was talking yesterday with the guy who played minor league baseball. We were talking about the organizations and things like that. You have guys that you're kind of betting on, and you have guys that are just fillers.
Yes.
So if you're looking at this roster differently, which is a kind of an interesting conversation, because if I'm looking at this roster, I would say at this point, Harrison Barnes is probably a filler.
Yes.
Right? For whoever we can get next to level up as we get guys. Yes, exactly. Yes. Harrison Barnes kind of a filler. Unless he turns it on, Herter's kind of a filler.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 2 spots, and that's why you've been trying to pack their bags every single day. And we've only done a couple shows, and you got the Uber ready, the Uber Black ready. You say I'll send them out in style too.
Yes, sir.
Bless you, but we gotta go.
We're a world-class organization. We're gonna make sure you leave nicely on the way out.
You ain't gotta go home,
but you can't stay here.
But you can't stay in Sactown. So there are a number of guys who you like, but you figure you've probably hit your ceiling. It's just a matter of, do we want to give them up now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you think the value is only going to go down like a car, once you drive it off, it depreciates.
Yeah.
I'd make the argument, why not start looking this year? You might not win it this year because we know that the trades normally that doesn't
it usually
pop off immediately.
Sure.
But why not start building that?
No, they need to. I mean, the Kings, and I think Monty McNair has expressed this before, not necessarily in direct words, but essentially the Kings are especially now in a position to where if, superstars always become unhappy. If Karl Anthony Towns becomes unhappy, the Kings are going to kick the tires on what it would take. They might not be incredibly aggressive on it, but if Paul George becomes available, the Kings are going to kick the tires on that. If, I don't think James Harden's really in their style, but I think there were some like a couple days of inklings of like the Kings might be interested in James Harden.
Yeah.
Or that might've been somebody stirred it up or something like that. But the point is the Kings are in a position where I think Monty McNair definitely understands that if there's an opportunity to get somebody who is of star quality, much like what he did with Domantas Sabonis, if there's somebody out there, they're going to explore the option. And if they feel that it puts them a step closer to winning a title, I don't think it's lip service that they say that they're truly going to stress every single option that's available, because that's what we've seen. And that's how the Kings got to this position. Before they made that risky move for Domantas Sabonis, they were just the Sacramento Kings of old. They were on pace for 34 to 35 wins. And then they make this bold move for Domas. Like you said, it doesn't pay off that season, but then you see the following season, what it's able to do for you. So I definitely could see the Kings being aggressive. And to the bigger point of this segment, like, I don't think that it's a guarantee that the Kings are just going to wait for the Warriors and the Lakers window to close, because you got to hop on, to your point, you got to hop on opportunity when it's there. And if you look at the landscape of the Western Conference, and it's difficult, but it's also compact. If you feel like you see a move that can maybe set you apart from some of those teams, I think Monty McNair is going to at least kick the tires on it.
You have to. Ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
Exactly.
All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, Chris Watkins breaks down Zach Lowe's NBA League Pass rankings. That and much more when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season?
Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995?
Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has a selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Do you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals that help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid, literally. Find Supreme Source Premium Dog Food at Safeway, Save Mart, and Winco, or a local grocery store near you.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
It's the model year-end sales event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health Sacramento different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your free T-check and exam and save $199 today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports, Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. as we will be doing every single day after October 26th. Starting on October 26th, taking you up to the rest of eternity. How about that? You just never know what's going to happen. All right, Chris Watkins.
Yes, sir.
You are a League Pass guy.
Big time.
Okay. You know what? That checks out. That checks out.
It definitely does.
I'm not,
League Pass is phenomenal. It's really, really good. It's not as good as Sunday Ticket. Sunday Ticket is.
Well, Sunday Ticket
is
is
just elite.
And I remember baseball tried to do one, and
too many games.
I think if you're into hockey, I think hockey does a good one from what I've heard. Okay, but let's talk about the NBA League Pass rankings, and basically Zach Lowe ranks teams based on watchability, just how fun.
Yes,
how fun each team is. So where does he have the Kings ranked in, and how do you like it?
So Zach Lowe's done this article, just for a little background. He's done this for the past 12 seasons, where he ranks, or he has a model rank, not a physical model, but like a, algorithm, rank the 30 teams in terms of watchability, like Alan said there. The categories are broken actually specifically into 5 different things. Zeitgeist, do normal people care about this team? Highlight potential, should you linger in case some passing savant or outrageous leaper uncorks something you might never see again? Strategy style, are they fun to watch? Is there coaches? This is where coaches factor in. League Pass, minutia, announcers, uniforms, courts, and unintentional comedy, which is just, Jordan Poole punching Draymond Green, essentially, and watching that storyline unfold. Just for reference, I mentioned Jordan Poole, number 30 on this list. The least watchable team is the Washington Wizards.
That's kind of surprising.
Scored
to me.
18. I mean, I think it's probably mainly because if you like watching Jordan Poole, you'll have a blast. But as Denny Advia showed us the other day, if you're quite literally any other human on that team, it's not going to be a fun experience.
I do realize, yes, every team has a player better than Jordan Poole on their team.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
So the Kings, who were, of course, incredibly watchable last year, probably you could argue were a top 3 on this list, probably should have been last year. Zach Lowe has them ranked this year at number 7, which I would say is still good relatively.
Yeah.
The Kings obviously have a lot working for them. They have the beam, they have Mike Brown and all those quotes and everything. 50 Cent, sure, why not? And Zach Lowe, he ranks them at 35.5 in his total rankings. I think that's might be out of 50 if I'm not mistaken. So pretty high ranking. And pretty much, I mean, there's not really, I'm not going to get into the specifics of Zach Lowe loves our jersey and our court scheme or anything like that. But
I would say, as far as the fans are concerned, fans should take some pride in that too, because when I watch a game,
fans are a part of it
and
too.
There's crickets, right? And you see a bunch of empty seats. That affects the watchability. And when you watch Kings games, it looks lit in there. It looks lit. It reminds me of San Diego Padres games. It just looks like a good time. I want to be there. Right. I want to go.
It used to look that way. When I lived in San Diego, it was not.
It didn't used to look like that in Sacramento either. So both of them are on the come up, right? San Diego, the Kings much more than San Diego. But the idea of this, wow, that looks like a place that I would love to visit.
Yes.
I think Sacramento and the Kings fans should take a lot of pride in that one.
Absolutely. And Zach mentions that mainly just in terms of how good the fans are in Sacramento, in terms of not just, getting hyped for any, they hit a clutch 3. Everybody knows that that's a really big moment. But even Zach Lowe points out the Kings crowd pops for Davion Mitchell's suffocating all court defense. Like that's another thing where the Kings fans, they're not just fanatic. They're not just, big shot happens. Oh my gosh. They actually understand the game. They understand the nuances. They understand when a ref blows a call, you'll hear every single time. 17,000 strong saying, ref, you suck. Ref, you suck. It's just a very involved crowd. It's an experience. It really is. Like the entire game, it feels like the crowd is involved in it. And then on top of that, I mean, we've got the freaking beam. Like no one else has that. There's no greater fan celebration than the beam and the excitement, the last 5 seconds, the entire crowd roaring with like the beam chants. And then the rush to get outside so everyone can put on their socials the moment the beam is lit, like that doesn't exist anywhere around the league. And then you throw on the fact that, oh yeah, the team is actually like really good and really entertaining themselves. It's if you're not from Sacramento for whatever reason, you have never had the inkling to watch Sacramento Kings basketball, or just basketball in general, they're a perfect team to just kind of pick as your own and just enjoy the ride. Like the fans are going to be emotional in wins and especially in losses. That'll be fun to kind of sift through and hopefully not get too deep into, but it's just a really, really good environment, and it's a good wholesome unit that, you know, it's not like you're jumping on a bandwagon like the Lakers or the Warriors or someone like that. It's like a true fan base that you can feel a part of.
Yeah. Hashtag LTB.
Yeah, like the meme, man. Absolutely.
Who was number one, or who beat the Kings?
The number one, so unfortunately, number two is the Golden State Warriors. I'll do the top five. Celtics land at number 5. Phoenix Suns are number 4. Denver Nuggets are number 3. Golden State's number 2. And the Milwaukee Bucks barely edged out the Warriors at number 41. So, the Milwaukee Bucks are apparently the number 1 league pass team in the NBA this year, according to Zach Lowe.
There's something I don't like about that top 5, but
it's
don't
not great.
know what.
I don't think I would have the Bucks as the number 1.
Yeah.
I would honestly probably have the Warriors as number 1. I think that the whole Chris Paul, how will he fit in thing, and like we were talking about, kind of like this elongated last dance that they're going through right now, like that to me is the most intriguing storyline to follow, whichever way it goes. If they're great, if there's no problems at all, I think it's really intriguing to have how many, I guess like 5 total you have Steph, Clay, Draymond, CP, and Steve Kerr. Those are 5 Hall of Famers that are succeeding at a later portion of their career. And if it doesn't work out, of course, give me all that drama. Give me CP and Draymond trying to figure out whose fault it was every single day of the week. I love that.
By the way, we're up against it, but when we get back, a mainstay for the Warriors finally hung them up. I'll tell you why. I'm very happy about that, and it's about a couple years too late.
Oh, man.
All that and much more when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time. And really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet. It was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. What is happening, Chad, for Ram Power Days?
The biggest sale of the year with up to $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie Crew cabs. Or save up to $6,000 off MSRP and get thousands more with 0% financing for 72 months.
So pretty much all your Rams are on sale and 0% financing?
That's what makes us different. Hoblet is always looking out for you, which is why we have up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 2500 Crew cabs too. And with over 500 Rams available, we're sure to have your perfect truck at California's #1 Ram truck dealer.
Wow, these deals can't last long. See their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,000 total net savings after 6,000 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $1,000 loyalty bonus cash for current owners of Stellantis brand vehicle and $1,000 case construction cash. Must have purchased eligible case equipment from qualifying dealer. Or take 0% financing for 72 months plus 6,000 dealer discounts. Offer on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. 0% for 72 months equals $1,389 per thousand borrowed. 8,000 total net savings after 3,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $1,000 case construction and 500 first responder bonus cash for current members of eligible First Responder Association. 10 of each offer. See dealer for details.
Hey, Sacramento, join us at Hornet Stadium this Saturday for 916 night as the top-ranked Sacramento State Hornets are back home for a nationally televised primetime game. Kickoff is at 7:30 as the Hornets welcome in the the Montana State Bobcats to Hornet Stadium in a crucial Big Sky matchup. Help us pack Hornet Stadium and show your Sacramento pride. Stick around after the game for post-game fireworks. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Stingers up and go Hornets!
The city of Sacramento offers grass conversion rebates to help you replace your thirsty lawn with a naturally water-efficient landscape. Whether you own a home or business in Sacramento, you may be eligible. Learn more at sacwaterwise.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings beat the Utah Jazz last night to finish the preseason with 1 win and 4 losses. First game of the Kings regular season tips off Wednesday night in Salt Lake City against the Utah Jazz, right here on Sactown Sports 1140, as will all of your Kings games for the entire season. In baseball, the Houston Astros are tied 2-2 with the Texas Rangers in the ALCS. Game 5 is from Texas today at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks hit a walk-off single in Game 3 of the NLCS. That series is 2-1 in favor of the Phillies. Game 4 is tonight at 5 o'clock p.m. Reminder that all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And, of course, Sacramento State football is back at home tomorrow night for a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. It's time for more of Styles and Watkins here on Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports, Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. Debut of Styles and Watkins happens Thursday, October 26th. Not going to want to miss that. Tell your friends about us.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot going on. We're meeting with people. We're still organizing weekly show or weekly segments and weekly guests. So we got a lot coming. We're very excited. Hashtag LTB, hashtag Light the Beam. But don't sleep on our Niners coverage. We got a lot to talk about as Brock Purdy, right? We're going to get into it a little bit later. Brock Purdy and how he's been looking, how he looked against the Browns, and the 1-year anniversary of Christian McCaffrey. We will get into ESPN's initial grade of that, then they revised it, but I still have things to say about their revised grade. So we got some Niners talk coming up for you. But real quick, and by the way, I see you on the YouTube chat. Thank you, everybody. Yes. It's a party in there. Continue to keep it going. Pike 916 says, Styles, do you need glasses? No, I have 20/20 vision. Am I a
just looking at
Am
you,
I a
though.
squinter?
No, you were just like in your screen.
Yeah,
you
I
were
get
like,
real close.
You were like nose deep into your computer screen right there. And so I think that's what it was.
Yeah, no, I got 20/20 vision last time I checked, but if I keep doing that, I probably will need glasses. So thank you, Pike 916, for keeping up, because you know my dad has reading glasses, my mom wears glasses, and my little sister wears glasses as well. I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering.
Blessed with that vision.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, okay, let me turn down the screen. I'm getting the reports of my screen time on my phone. Well, if my eyes are bad, what about Shams and Woj? Their eyes. Well, Woj does wear glasses.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe Shams has contacts.
They're going to need some blue lights. I don't know if I even believe that blue light glasses work.
Yeah.
They should use them. They should be the test case.
You don't have contacts in, do you?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
I have pretty good eyes. Yeah, both of my parents have pretty bad eyesight. My mom had LASIK a while ago. My dad, I believe, only needs readers, but they don't have great eyesight. Oh, no, he wears contacts. So
Did you ever go through, I don't know, maybe it was just me. We talked last week about the fake earrings, right? The magnet earrings.
The little magnetized.
Because of Jimmy Butler. Did you ever go through a glasses phase? Fake glasses?
I think in general, everybody had like
Okay.
like the fake glasses nerd look had like a chokehold on the culture in like from like 2012 to like 2014.
Okay, good.
I love all of those pictures. You can find pictures of like LeBron with fake glasses, Russell Westbrook, KD. There's like a whole era of people wearing fake glasses.
It got me as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it got us all.
I definitely had some fake glasses going. LeBron, fake glasses and fake reading.
Do you remember even like when the 3D glasses became a thing? People were like poking out the 3D. No, yeah, it was people wanted to wear glasses.
What happened to 3D glasses? Like they just don't do 3D
I don't know.
movies anymore.
Yeah. Remember when 3D TVs they tried to make a thing too? There was a channel ESPN 3D.
And then they went 4D.
Yes, yeah.
Which I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I guess you would need like a chair or something, like a motorized chair.
Right. Well, I think at that point it's just the
sense maybe
with the AI technology. You're just wearing the VR. It's just VR now.
Gosh.
Fun fact: your 4D TV allows you to time travel.
Yeah, exactly.
No thanks.
I can go back to the fake glasses phase with my 4D TV. And you know who else? And I don't know if their fake glasses are real, but Andre Iguodala will have glasses on at some point.
I feel like they're fake. I feel like I've
knowing
seen
him.
Yeah,
it's fake. So we're talking Andre Iguodala. He never, by the way, liked Iggy. You're not supposed to call him Iggy. He does not like that nickname. Yeah,
I want Iguodala.
No, you don't, Max. Okay,
God.
maybe
Don't get me started.
Maybe at one point.
No, that's what Heath says. He doesn't want Iggy.
No, he does want
Dala.
He does want Iggy.
He wants Iggy.
He does want it.
Fate of the universe.
Alien. Laser beam at Earth.
Iguodala.
Insane.
Jeez, that was great. So
for the culture.
Andre Iguodala announces his retirement today. He was on First Take, no glasses, but looked very nice.
Yes.
Andre Iguodala announced his retirement today. Great career. Shout out Andre Iguodala. I just remember Stephen A. from back in the day when Andre Iguodala was that dude on the Sixers. But the problem was the Sixers were stuck. Sixers are always stuck, just trying to be, ever since AI, they just can't even get to the finals. And I just remember Stephen A. saying, you cannot win when Andre Iguodala is your closer. That's how I remember Andre Iguodala.
That was a great Stephen A.
Maybe I do it in my spare time.
I want Iguodala.
So then after that, he goes to the Nuggets. You know, he always had this crazy athleticism.
Yeah.
Comes to the Warriors, finds a home, famously starts to come off the bench, is able to win a couple championships with the Warriors. So a great
Finals
career.
MVP.
Finals MVP?
Don't sleep.
It was supposed to be Steph.
No,
you're probably glad
that.
it wasn't Steph. You are glad it wasn't Steph.
I was so glad it wasn't Steph
I
because
know
he
you
didn't
are.
deserve it.
Andre Iguodala also maybe did a little flirting, a little text me, text back, swipe left, swipe right with the Kings, but that didn't end up working out.
That is a very sore subject here in Sacramento. It's just Andre. I mean, it was the story for the Kings for a while, especially in those thin years, like where people would use the Kings as leverage. Andre Iguodala was just the most obvious and egregious abuser of it. He pretty much directly was like, hey, Vivek is the new owner of the Kings. There's a clear connection there. It's not that far. I'm very involved into the tech world and the financial space of the Bay Area. It's not that bad for me to move to Sacramento. So, the Kings might be interested in offering me, I think at the time it was like a 4-year, $48 million contract. Well, what did he do but use that leverage to, I believe, get a 4-year, $60 million contract from the Warriors? And, it then came out a month or so later that Andre really had no intention of ever coming to Sacramento, and it was just a leverage play. However, people here in Sacramento got really, really, really excited about it, including myself.
Wow. Not a finesse move. He's not a finesser. He's a baller, but he did finesse. And then the whole thing without Andre Iguodala, I don't know if the Warriors, we don't have one of, I would say, Warriors Kings, great rivalry, right? And when you're at the top, everybody wants to take a shot. So Warriors have multiple different rivalries.
Memphis,
but I mean, talk about the entertainment factor for a league pass guy like yourself. Memphis, they created that because Andre said, I'm not playing with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with you little kiddos. Take that stuff somewhere else. Have fun. I'll go to Miami. Went to a finals in Miami. I guess this guy's DJ Khaled. All he does is win, no matter what. But my problem is right after that, the return to the Warriors.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
You know what?
Just quit.
So in high school, right? And if there's anybody still with their high school sweetheart, God love you. But most of the time, it doesn't work out. But you have your parents, you have friends telling you, hey, you're going off to college, you're starting a job, you're going your separate ways. shut it down. And what do? You don't shut it down
Mhm.
because you're in love.
Right.
And
You're
it's
gonna make it work.
You're going to make it
It'll be
work.
different with you
I don't
guys.
care that you're in Hawaii. I don't care that you're across
Yeah.
the country. We're going to make this work,
Mhm.
right? And it doesn't work.
Love is strong.
And you break up. You go on a break here. You go on a break there. You try to come back. And it's just not the same.
Yeah.
And that's what it was for me when Andre Iguodala came back. I didn't want him to come back. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. He came back anyway.
I want Iguodala.
No, I did not. Okay. Then, okay, I'm not going to play because I'm injured all the time. And
All of the time.
You can't. It's either injury or you're resting. Okay. Well, we want to keep Andre Iguodala in his really expensive outfits on the bench because he's a great locker room guy and he's a leadership guy.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Was Andre Iguodala on the team when the punch happened?
He was. Very much.
Now, there might have been some, is he retiring, is he not? But he was a part of the team. And I don't know if he was even at that practice, but you had one job.
Yep.
And
Keep the guys together.
Keep the guys together.
Yeah.
And you let Draymond go Mike Tyson on Jordan Poole, and it was a complete mess.
Yeah.
So, great career by Andre Iguodala. I don't know why I did not understand it. But
Yeah,
look,
that makes sense.
if somebody wants to pay you to just kick it, and it would just annoy me because you're not playing.
Yeah.
But I see you on your podcast just having a grand old time. But apparently it did not bother the players, but it bugged me. Every time I'm like, this is stealing money.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. He clearly went to Miami for those couple of years, and he had a lot of long conversations with Udonis Haslem, and he was like, bro, how do you do this?
Teach
He's
me
like,
your ways.
Just keep asking for money and say that you'll show up, and they'll give you money, and you just have to show up.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, and that's what he's been doing the last 2 years. He's played 39 games in the last 2 years. I mean, he's like you said, it's either been rest or injury or resting from an injury. Like it was never going to happen. It never made sense why they brought him back. And that's like, you could argue that that's kind of starts to show a little bit of chips in the armor for the Warriors. Like really good teams, like really, really good teams that don't care about emotions, but actually care about just winning. They don't waste a roster spot on a guy that has no intention of playing. They just don't, especially not for leadership reasons. Like that's just, I know the Heat just did it with Udonis Haslem, but I just don't think that the Warriors were in a situation to where they could realistically waste a roster spot like that. I mean, you could argue they pretty much played Anthony Lamb last year because Andre Iguodala took up a roster spot.
Yeah, it's true. And it just left as for all the great things that Andre Iguodala did for the Warriors, I did not understand.
Didn't make sense.
Why he came back. But hey, good on Andre. We know you got a bunch of things going on in the tech world. Great golfer as well. So
I think he's got a New York bestseller book.
Of course he does, right? He's going to be on his tour. We'll probably see him on 12 different shows and podcasts within the next couple days. So congrats to Andre Iguodala on a great career. Kings, great. You just like the 30 for 30, the best that never was. That's what could have been.
Chris Watkins all summer was like,
I want Iguodala.
That's what he wanted.
Literally never said that.
That's what he wanted.
I never said
That's what he wanted.
Literally never said
and
that.
Unfortunately,
I said I'd be willing to take on Draymond. I did not say Andre Iguodala.
And that is a conversation for a different day.
It is.
All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, taking a break from the Kings for a little bit, going to talk Vikings versus the Niners, the anniversary of the Christian McCaffrey trade, and Brock Purdy. You still riding dirty with Purdy, or are you off the train? That and much more when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
I want Iguodala.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916 520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports, Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. as we take a little Kings break. But trust me, it won't be for long because we are getting ready for the start of the regular season when the Kings will take on the Jazz in Utah, who they just beat at home. No beam because it's preseason. No preseason beam. We're not doing all that. We want the real deal.
Do you like that? As someone who's not, wasn't like integrated in with the team, like, do you feel like it should be a regular season thing only?
Yeah,
because there was
definitely.
like summer league talks. There's
No.
Monty McNair gets extended contract.
No,
extension.
come on
Should
now.
we light the beam?
Now it's a shtick. You don't want it to turn into a shtick.
Okay.
Right? Just leave it as is.
Yeah.
You get a W.
Yeah.
Light
Cut
the
and
beam.
dry. Regular season, postseason. That's it.
Right. You got to
like
some things you just got to keep.
Yeah.
Got to keep special.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So hopefully the Kings will be lighting a bunch of beams this year. And a little later, we'll go over the over-unders for the Kings as well. Basically, our last opportunity to do it before the season does start, as we will be taking a small respite and coming back.
Yeah, we just want to make sure we're fresh.
Exactly. Like I said, got to do a quick trip, and then we will be right back. Okay, so Niners, Vikings.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm not going to be here on Tuesday to recap if/when the Vikings lose to the Niners. What a shame. Almost like I planned that.
Well,
I didn't.
You didn't, but it works out that way.
It works out beautiful.
Look, no Justin Jefferson for the Vikings.
That is correct.
I don't know. It sounds like Christian McCaffrey is going to be a no-go.
I think they've just said day to day with all of them, which is not helpful.
Not helpful. Not helpful at all.
Even a little bit.
No. So
not even
you
like
have
trending anyway.
No, but that's what they always do. They gotta keep it
gamesmanship
close to the vest, as they say.
Yeah.
And you have a Vikings team who barely beat the Bears. Okay, but you did win. You did win.
It didn't feel like it.
You got that W, and now you have to face the Niners, who have bad intentions on their mind because they just got handed their first L by the Browns in a very ugly game. It was just the AFC North. All those games look like that.
Yes.
Right? Is there ever an aesthetically pleasing game in that division?
Nope. It's always a slugfest. Always two teams just beating each other with a stick.
Yeah.
Just whoever can breathe at the end.
Again, I have Sunday ticket, and most of those games I just skip.
Yeah, even the Ravens. I think the Ravens are somehow 4-2. I could not believe that when I saw their record.
Huh.
It just feels like it feels like all of those teams are 500 or like a game.
That's a hard-earned 4-2.
Very, very hard-earned. I mean, I haven't looked at their schedule, but if I had to imagine, it's not been a difficult one.
No,
because there's not been a single moment this year I've been like, wow, the Ravens, there's people are sleeping.
Zay
on
Flowers though.
He looks great, but that's it. He's
great.
the only person Lamar's feeding it to, and even Mark Andrews had a little bit slow start. So
yeah. So is there any part of you home game? No, probably no Christian McCaffrey. You given the Vikings, and they got other weapons too. So Madison, guys like that. So
nope.
Don't even need to ask.
It's not a shot. I mean, there is a chance. The chance that the Niners have of losing is if their defense, which we know the Niners defense is one of the best in the NFL, if their defense doesn't show up and they allow Kirk Cousins to look like what the Niners defense needs to do is make the Vikings miss Justin Jefferson. And it's not hard to do. They just can't allow, Jordan Addison to have himself a day. He's been a really good red zone target. They can't let KJ Osborne get loose. I'd imagine the Vikings are going to lean pretty heavy on TJ Hawkinson in the pass game as well. Can't let those guys get going. And for the most part, let Kirk Cousins make mistakes. He will make mistakes. The Vikings offensive line has been really good this year, but the Niners defensive line should be able to get a good amount of pressure in Kirk's face and make Kirk Cousins lose the game for them, essentially. Make him throw a pick. He'll put the ball on the turf as well. He'll fumble the ball if you can hit him in the pocket. Make him make mistakes, and on the offensive end, it really is just do what you do and continue to do it. You don't need to, reinvent the wheel or anything against this Vikings defense. I think I said the other day, my favorite stat from this Vikings team is they have the highest blitz rate, but the lowest pressure rate in the NFL.
How?
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to figure out all year long. Brian Flores is a maniac with his blitzes. He will send, they have the highest blitz percentage in the NFL. They blitz all the time from tons of different places, but Danielle Hunter is really their only scary player in terms of getting to the quarterback. And I think the Niners offensive line, even if Trent Williams doesn't play, but of course, if Trent Williams does play, the offensive line should be good enough to give Brock time. And that was really the big issue against the Browns was Brock had pressure in his face and the elements were a factor as well. And that's not going to be the case in a dome in Minnesota.
Beautiful dome.
Yeah. It's maybe I think it's the best stadium in the NFL right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fairly new, right? They've done a lot of good things there. So, which can be a good thing, but also you do take away the advantage you could have of, hey, we know how to play in this weather and you don't. You're leveling the playing field, which is good, I guess, if you're rocking and rolling, but not good if you're not rocking and rolling.
Exactly.
I
might could use a little variance.
Maybe open it up since you don't got Justin Jefferson anyway. You might as well. And from the Niners side, and you talk about pressure. I know, and look, we're not going to sit here and get into the advanced statistics about what Nick Bosa is doing. The bottom line is that he doesn't look like he did last season. Not yet, which isn't really surprising as much as people said, well, it doesn't matter. Even Kyle Shanahan said he doesn't need to be at training camp. Everything will be fine. I don't think he's still I don't think he's still getting back in shape.
No.
I do think it is a little bit worrisome, not necessarily for a game against the Vikings, but down the road because you paid this guy a lot of money. To get after the quarterback.
Elite.
Yes.
Not just get after the quarterback, but be one of the best at, if not the best at getting to the quarterback.
And that's what turns into, he's getting double teamed. Okay.
That's great.
He's been getting double teamed. We're paying you to make that not matter. That shouldn't matter. That's why we're paying you this type of money. So I would assume out there over under 1 sack for Nick Bosa. Kirk Cousins just one of those dudes who's going to get sacked.
Yes. He holds onto the ball a lot. He's not mobile really at all. He's not going to move around the pocket at all. You don't have to worry about him as a run threat. So, he's very, very susceptible, especially with this Vikings offense, how deep they like to run their routes. You're going to be able to pick up a couple sacks on Kirk. And again, that's where you got to I think the Niners are going to have a really good opportunity to force a fumble or a turnover on at least one of those pressures or sacks.
Yeah, sure. So I would assume that, and Nick Bosa had a sack last game as well. So
I believe so.
He's starting to come around.
Yeah, Randy Gregory as well. He had his first game of action last week. He got a sack. It will be interesting to see how that develops as the season goes on as well. You mentioned Bosa getting double teamed. I mean, the reason why the Niners stacked this defensive line was so that they couldn't double team Bosa.
Right. And that's when you go to the Niners being a team where not only do you have to pick your poison on offense, you also have to pick your poison on defense. And if there was something where the Niners could improve upon, we know it's about that nickel corner situation. But if you're getting after the quarterback, that makes that
alleviates the problem
a little bit better. So curious to see what happens on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, as we mentioned, Christian McCaffrey, the anniversary of that trade.
My goodness.
So initially, ESPN gave that grade a C. It was either a C or a C+. I have it screenshotted.
That's incredible.
They revised it to an A-, and I still have an issue with it. It's almost as if they wanted to say, okay, we were wrong, but not that. It's an A.
It's an A. It's an A.
It reminds me of those teachers. You ever had that teacher that prides himself on, I grade really hard?
Yes.
It's hard for me to give out an A. What? Yeah. Why? Why are you doing this? We have 6 other classes. Don't do this to me, all right? And don't take pride in it. Just smug. Okay, ESPN, stop being smug on this one and give the Niners an A because that's what they deserve. Christian McCaffrey has we're talking about
Christian McCaffrey hasn't gotten an interception yet. So he's thrown a touchdown, he's ran for a touchdown, he's caught a touchdown, but still hasn't gotten an interception and he hasn't gotten a sack yet.
Right.
So,
that's true.
That's the minus part.
You probably could play on both sides of the ball.
He hasn't done everything. They asked him to play quarterback in that divisional in that conference championship game. Didn't want to do it, didn't want to step up to the plate. So that's I understand the minus for that reason.
No. Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
But looking at the Niners and what's coming down the road, I believe that they will take care of business here because bounce back games are huge, especially for really good teams. Meanwhile, they know, and really, as we a little bit later in the show, we'll get into just the NFL slate. Dolphins, Eagles, the battle of the Alabama QBs.
Yeah.
The Niners know they have it set up to be the number one seed in the NFC.
Yes.
And if anybody they got to worry about, to be honest, I think it's time to worry about the Lions
Detroit.
more than the Eagles, simply because of that.
Yeah.
The Eagles have a tough schedule, to put it lightly. You got to deal with the Dolphins. And honestly, the way the Eagles have looked, I'm taking the Dolphins.
It would make sense to, I think so. I mean, the Eagles, after coming off a loss last week to the Jets, and even their wins before that haven't been very inspiring. I think 4 of their 5 wins have been less than 8 points that separated them. So they haven't had that level of dominance that the Niners have had, or even the Lions. The Lions have been more dominant and asserted their will more in their wins than the Eagles have. So I wouldn't blame you for taking the Dolphins. I still kind of... This is to me a big test for the Dolphins as well. Like the Dolphins, the only other good team they've played this year in the Bills handled them a little bit. Like that game was close for a good majority of it, but the Bills ended up pulling away and looking like the better team. I think this is a big test for the Dolphins because also it's going to be in Philadelphia. You know, I think the weather, it's a Philadelphia Sunday night as well as the weather is kind of starting to turn. I don't know if there's supposed to be any rain or snow, or I doubt snow at this point.
Well, I hope not, because I'll be out there.
Okay. Well,
not at the game, but I'll be in Philly. So.
I was about to say, wow, we're bearing the lead right there.
No, I'm not going to be at the game.
Going to be at the best game of the weekend.
Exactly.
So it'll be an interesting test to see how the Dolphins do outside of good weather. That's been the big thing for this Dolphins team, is obviously them playing in Miami. You got this incredibly fast roster. Well, what happens when the turf in the field doesn't treat you well, and it's a little more slick and you're sliding and you just can't get as good of traction? How good of a team are the Dolphins in bad weather, I think, is still a really big storyline to follow throughout this season. And I think this is going to be a really good start to those tests.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, Brock Purdy, no Christian McCaffrey to finish the game, no Debo. Does he deserve a pass? Yay or nay? We'll get into it when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. See our selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Quick Quack Car Wash is a proud partner of the Sacramento Kings and can't wait for the upcoming season. To celebrate, Quick Quack is giving one lucky duck a pair of lower-level tickets to the Kings home opener versus Golden State on October 27th. Enter for your chance to win this epic opening night showdown by going to SactownSports.com. Be there for the Kings versus Golden State, courtesy of Quick Quack, where you can wash your car all you want with an unlimited membership.
I'm Ebony Loren, and Febrez's new scent, Soothe and Restore, is so good I wrote a song about it.
I know just what I do. Febreze has my favorite scent. Makes the perfect environment. Sweet like sugar, smooth shea butter. What could be better than being with each other now? Breathe, I breathe, breathe. La, 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 la.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pi Insurance.
We heard about Pi Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pi a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypi.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate, so your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pi.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pi. Or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's trypie.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the Utah Jazz last night to finish the preseason with 1 win and 4 losses. First game of the regular season tips off Wednesday night in Salt Lake City against the Jazz, right here on Sactown Sports 1140. In baseball, the Houston Astros tie up the ALCS against the Texas Rangers with a 10-3 win in Game 4. Game 5 from Texas is today at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, Ketel Marte of the Diamondbacks hit a walk-off single to win Game 3 of the NLCS. Game 4 of that series is tonight at 5 p.m. Sacramento State football is back at home tomorrow night for a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. Let's return to more of Styles and Watkins.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. A lot of Kings talk and a lot of Niners talk. Will the Niners get back on the winning side of things? And of course, it starts with Party Like a Brock, Party Like a Brock Star. You like that?
No, I didn't. Totally do. No.
You liked it a little bit. Brock Purdy, riding dirty with Purdy. It was dirty out there, not in a good way because of the weather. It was not great. Missed some throws, did lead the Niners down for a 41-yard field goal.
It's been up in the air for 41 years.
Did not get it done. Jake Moody's family was in town.
It was so tough.
It was rough.
It was tough.
It was rough. And
he's in Ohio as well, being a Michigan guy, kicking back in Ohio.
Did not get it done, but Brock Purdy, when it mattered most, did put them in a position to win the game. Your thoughts on Brock Purdy? Did this change how you felt about him? Should he just get a pass on that game in general? I mean, look, the kid was due for a rough game, and he's been balling. 916-339-1140. Are you giving Brock Purdy a pass? Or do you think, look, you didn't have Christian McCaffrey, you didn't have Debo. This is what certain people have been saying. Certain national media members, Michael Irvin, who actually likes Brock Purdy and wanted to take him over Justin Herbert, and he got destroyed for it. Other people on the other side of things, Dan Orlovsky is a guy who hasn't really been thrilled. He said Mac Jones could do what Brock Purdy was doing if given the same weapons. I don't agree with that, but this is a situation where, wow, Brock Purdy doesn't have Debo and Christian McCaffrey. All of a sudden, he looks like a different guy. Got exposed.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think that this is a sign of weakness for Brock Purdy, which is okay because every quarterback has weaknesses. And Brock's is the fact that he was playing in bad weather and the dude's got small hands. He's a small guy, he's 6 feet.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't have the luxury of being 6'4" or 6'6" like Trevor Lawrence and having big enough hands that go with that size. He had a hard time gripping the ball when it was wet and rainy and muddy on the field. Like we saw him, try and pump fake and just lose the ball completely. And I think that frankly had a really big impact on him. He underthrew a ball to, I believe it was Kittle down the sideline, threw a bad interception, threw it behind Ayuk, and also had some other bad throws that looked to be uncharacteristic for Brock. I think it's okay. I mean, it's not a great sign. It's information that we now know. Again, like I was just talking about the Dolphins, but now it's going to have to be the question of, if it's the conference title and you're in Philadelphia in January and it's raining, is that now a situation where you have to think twice about whether or not you feel positively about the 49ers heading into that game? To me, it's just we gathered information. I don't think this is going to be something that is going to carry over week to week, but definitely we've now learned that if the weather isn't great and the field conditions aren't great to go along with it, there's going to be a shot that Brock Purdy's not going to be able to play through it. And I think that's more what we learned, but I'm not going to draw some, big conclusion or start to kill Brock Purdy now because he had one bad game in a week where there was really good quarterbacks who had terrible games. Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions last week. I don't think anyone in Philadelphia is worried about him.
No, well, you never know out in Philly. And I'll tell you what's
true, right?
We'll know more.
Get the polls for us.
I will get the polls. But here's the thing. If you look at it like this, number 1 defense in the NFL,
that
the Browns,
as well. Right.
Okay. No Christian McCaffrey, no Debo. And you still
hampered Trent Williams as well.
Exactly. And you still led your team down the field when it mattered most for a walk-off, 41-year-old field goal
Set it up.
that Moody missed. So that's what it takes to beat Brock Purdy.
That's the formula.
The number 1 defense. Okay, cool. Let me write this down. I'm the Vikings, right? Or I'm a next team. Okay.
Step 1.
Don't have Christian McCaffrey. Step 2, don't have Debo.
Gotcha.
Step 3, have bad weather. And step 4, hope that Jake Moody keeps being Moody and missing kicks. That's what it takes.
Yeah. And have the number 1
defense.
have the
number 1 defense.
That's a problem for Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's definitely a problem. And, I mean, when you're looking across the league, I mean, there's not many people that are going to throw that challenge at the Niners. Like the Eagles are a team that is good defensively, and you look at their defensive line, maybe are hand to hand with the Niners, one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. That's really the only team that I think if you're looking in I almost called it the Western Conference, in the NFC, that's really the only team that can throw some of those factors at you. When you look at the Lions, their defense is the question of their team. Now, their defense has been much improved this year, but they also play in Ford Field in a dome, so you won't have to worry about weather there. And I think that if you're the Niners and that's the way that you went down is with all of those negatives surrounding the game, and then it comes down to a 41-yard, very makeable kick that was just missed by your rookie kicker. I'm sorry, I'm willing to live with that. I'm totally willing to sleep very normal and very peacefully knowing that that's what it took to take down your team.
If I'm looking at 2 guys, and obviously, well, to be completely honest, Jalen got the bag.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at 2 guys and it's just, NFC versus NFC and 2 lackluster performances, I'm much more worried if I'm the Eagles and Jalen Hurts than I am about Brock Purdy because of everything you just said. Jalen Hurts, I mean, that situation was completely different. A lot of those, they weren't facing the number 1 defense because the Niners were.
Yeah.
So you have that list of things. So I would not be worried about Brock Purdy just yet. 916-339-1140 is the number. Let's go out to Dan, who wants to talk about Brock. What's up, Dan? You're on Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
We got you loud and clear.
Hey, listen, we got to get off this kick about McCaffrey, we didn't have a couple of guys. They didn't have a couple of guys either. Very important guys, the quarterback and the running.
Very true. He's cutting in and out. I think he's gone.
We lost you.
He just cut off there.
We lost you, Dan. But we had
a good point, though.
Great point.
Right,
we had
on
the spirit.
Yes,
we had the spirit of the call.
No, that does need to be mentioned.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, the fact that the Browns were playing your guy, PJ Walker.
Shout out
Temple's
PJ.
Finals,
T for Temple U.
Temple's finest. And they didn't have Nick Chubb either. They're still kind of reeling from that injury. I think that's definitely concerning in the grand scheme of things. And I still am curious on whether or not 49ers fans are concerned about the fact that I think two very lackluster quarterbacks in Josh Dobbs and PJ Walker. Now, they didn't look like elite level quarterbacks, but they were able to move the ball down the field at points against this Niners defense. They didn't make them look like scrubs. I think the worst performance we've seen has been Kenny Pickett against this Niners defense. Josh Dobbs and PJ Walker, they didn't look great, but they looked okay. And PJ definitely threw his fair share of interceptions and turnovers. But I definitely think that it's a good point that, the Browns definitely were not at full strength either and were able to take down the Niners. So I guess, that is definitely a fair variable to throw into the equation.
925 on the text line just says a pass.
It's 1 week.
Shout out 925, by the way.
Shout out 925 always. But, it's funny because this is, like you said, this is kind of Brock was due for a bad game. And it's not necessarily about the bad game, but it's about the next week. And that's a cliche, but it's about the following week after that as well. How does he bounce back from it? Because every quarterback has bad games. Look at Josh Allen in week 1, who pretty much handed that game to the New York Jets by throwing 3 or 4 interceptions that were just punts, essentially.
Yeah.
And the Jets won that game. Okay, but how did the Bills respond? I mean, they have, I don't think they've lost since. And that's sometimes quarterbacks are going to have bad weeks. Patrick Mahomes will throw 3 interceptions in a week. Brock Purdy's allowed to have bad games, and it doesn't have to be some big condemnation.
No, but what are you going to do? Put in Sam Darnold?
Is. Right, exactly.
Sam Casper, the friendly ghost Darnold?
No, because you're not. I cannot wait for Sam Darnold to enter a game for the Niners for a significant stretch so that then Niner fans or maybe just the NFL world in general can get a better appreciation for what Brock's doing. Because I think that's part of it right now is that people have forgotten what it looks like when Brock's not out there.
Yeah, we got to get to a break. When we get back, there's somebody who did play, and it worries me because it almost seemed like he didn't. We'll talk about who that person is when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
This is the Red and Gold Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone for the life of your garden. Well, it was a gut punch week for the 49ers, losing their first game in a calendar year to the Cleveland Browns 19-17 on the road. Brock Purdy had his worst performance of his career, only throwing for 125 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and throwing his first interception of the season. Despite that, the 49ers had a chance to win the game, but missed it late due to a missed field goal by rookie kicker Jake Moody from 41 yards out. The 49ers will look to make good in Week 7 when they go on the road again against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football.
With over 100 years as a family-owned company, EB Stone's learned a few things about making plants grow. Start a healthy family hobby with indoor planting with EB Stone's Edna's Best Indoor and Outdoor Potting Soil to help your little plants grow into the perfect indoor plant for the kids and family to enjoy. EB Stone's Indoor and Outdoor Potting Soil is perfectly blended with all the important ingredients you need to create that perfect indoor and outdoor plant or garden. EB Stone, for the life of your garden. Visit ebstone.org for more gardening tips, products, and locations near you.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Born in 1892 to a socially prominent family, she was the consummate athlete, proficient in golf, tennis, marksmanship, swimming, and car racing. Many considered her the greatest horsewoman of the century. She was a pioneer in the field of golf course development with 3 world-class courses on her resume: the Women's National Golf and Tennis Club, Cypress Point, and Pasatiempo. Working for SFB Morse of Pebble Beach fame led to her second golf course development, which many consider to be the greatest golf course in the world, Cypress Point, where she developed a lifelong friendship and professional relationship with famed architect Alistair McKenzie. Pasatiempo in Santa Cruz was her third development, where she hosted the likes of Bobby Jones, Will Rogers, Babe Saharias, and more. Today, her place is alongside many others in the World Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Marion Hollins, a visionary golf course architect and pioneer of the game. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Guys, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making you this guarantee. We will improve the medical condition of your ED or low T, or we'll give you your money back. Book your free appointment today. Call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins taking you up till 2 p.m., getting you ready for Kings regular season tip-off. And the tip-off of Styles and Watkins, October 26th. You're going to want to be there. Tell your friends, tell your fam.
Yes.
There's some new sheriffs in town.
Yes, sir.
All right. And we got some things to say. Thank you on the YouTube chat for rocking with us. On the text line as well. Thank you as we talk Brock Purdy. Take a break from the Kings just for a hot second.
Just for a little
And
bit.
real quick, I wanted to read this off from the 916 because earlier in the show, if you missed it, I got at Derek Carr's head. All right. I really went at Derek Carr, and he did deserve it. The 916 chimes in. I understand the disgust with Derek Carr, but he did lead his team down for a touchdown. And then Foster Moreau, who came with Derek from the Raiders, Foster Moreau must have had a bucket of popcorn before the game. Ball slips out of his hand. They end up losing. That's all fine and good. That's still separate to me. First of all, that was only to tie because they weren't going to go for 2. Nope. I just know they weren't.
There's no way.
There's no way they were going to go for 2. Even though they had just gone for 2, I don't see them doing it as a lot of people say, you go for 2 on the road, you go for 1, you go for the tie at home, all those types of things. I just don't see, I wouldn't have seen it happening. So I hear you on it. They did get down. They did get put in a position. But look, man, life is about getting it done.
Yep.
And Derek, in my opinion, never should have been in that situation to begin with.
Yep.
But 916, I hear you on it. Thank you for chiming in. It's separate to me. All right. Let's get back to Brock Purdy and let's get back to the Niners. And the person that I was alluding to, can you guess? And you said, why are you still roasting Harrison Barnes? This guy, we go to the break. We're talking football, and I say, there's a guy who played that you don't really know that he did play. And I say, can you guess who it is, Chris? And he goes, Harrison Barnes. We're not talking about the Kings right now. Can Harrison get some? Let him breathe. It's a Friday fun day. Let my guy breathe.
How many minutes did Harrison play yesterday?
That's going to be a game that
we've decided that's going to be a segment.
Yeah, it's going to be a segment that we're going to do throughout the year. How many minutes do we think Harrison played this
yes.
game?
Yes.
If I had to guess, Harrison Barnes played, it felt like it was like 15, 20 max.
I'm not going to say because I saw earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it didn't feel like a lot. It was another game of Harrison Barnes just not
the correct answer is 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about right.
That's about right. All right. Let Harrison breathe.
Yeah,
Give him a break.
Him live a
now, can you guess and
second lowest score?
Keep this on the Niners this time.
Sorry. Yeah.
Keep it on the Niners.
Who are you talking about? A guy who is the Harrison Barnes of the Niners
that day?
On Sunday?
That specific day.
Oh, yeah. No, George Kittle was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
It had to have been George.
That was what was the concerning thing for me because
for sure.
with Brock Purdy and George Kittle, they've had a simpatico. They've had a nice connection all last year and a little bit this year too. Hey, diddle, Kittle up the middle. That was not the deal. He was nowhere to be found. And I'm thinking, I don't know if he couldn't get open. I don't know what the deal is. And I don't even know how many targets he had. It wasn't a lot.
No, it wasn't a lot. I think it was like 2 or 3.
And I think
targets.
he only had one reception. So I don't understand how that happens in a game where you lose Christian McCaffrey and Debo.
And coming off of a week where George Kittle has 3 touchdowns the week before.
Now, if you look at the film and maybe they were doubling him,
sure. Something like
that.
We weren't the only ones thinking, hey, the Niners should feed Kittle.
Yes, but at the same time, you're Kyle Shanahan. It was just a bit odd to me to not even have the targets. That was what was a little weird. So we'll see what happens this week with George Kittle. I do think, and I'm a guy who I've gotten into it with Niner fans because when George Kittle was really in his heyday, Niner fans wanting to say that he was better than Travis Kelce, and I couldn't get all that, and I get it. He blocks very well. I'm still taking Travis Kelce all day, every day, and that's before T-Swizzle and the Swifties. So I understand George Kittle, to me, is probably the heart and soul of this team.
I would say so, yeah.
And he's a little bit long in the tooth at this point, so he's not going to be that guy every single game.
Right.
But at the same time, he is still elite. He is still a top tight end in this league.
Yeah.
So I would assume you could say, okay, last game off. And again, it's tough to game plan when things happen in the moment. Now Kyle has had a week of, okay, if we don't have Christian McCaffrey, if we don't have Debo, how are we going to get Kittle involved? And again, you're not facing the number one defense. So you throw all that into a pot. It's not surprising, but as much as I'm looking at Brock this week to see how he bounces back, I'm looking at George Kittle to say, hey, man, you're the dude on this team. You got to be around when they need you the most.
Yeah, and let me tell you some more Vikings insight here. The Vikings don't have good coverage linebackers anymore. I mean, they had Eric Kendrick last year, who is maybe one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL in his heyday, and he's now on the Chargers. They have Jordan Hicks, who's, you want to talk about long in the tooth, he's about 32, I think. He's somebody who's been around the NFL, has some familiarity with the Niners, being a former Cardinal. But yeah, I mean, George Kittle should be a very, very main option for the Niners this week. If I'm them, I mean, even if Debo does play, even if McCaffrey does play, you don't want to put a heavy workload on those guys. Right. You want those guys to essentially be glorified decoys, even if they are in. And I think that's the best possible route. I think if you want to talk prize picks this week, I would say this should be a really heavy heavy Kittle week.
Yes.
I would say over on the targets, over on the receptions, over on the yards for those guys. I think that's going to be where the Niners go to for a majority of their time. The Vikings corners aren't great either, especially their depth corners. So there's a possibility maybe you see a lot of Juwan Jennings, maybe some Ray McLeod.
I was going to say, depending on the Debo situation, even if he does play, I would say don't sleep on Ronnie Bell.
No, right, exactly.
Mini Debo.
Right. He had him. We haven't seen much of him since that Thursday night game where he really showed out, but Ronnie Bell really, really impressed me, and he's the type of receiver who would give the Vikings nightmares. I mean, they just don't really have many guys who could contest with his speed. It would not surprise me if just in general the Niners have a very restorative weekend where this is kind of the earth is back in rotation, everything feels right, we feel dominant again. And it wouldn't surprise me if by the end of that game it's a little bit of, all right, let's show out a little bit, let's start to feel confident in ourselves after a really down week last week.
Yeah. So I think that it's going to be a smack sesh. I think the Niners are going to come out and say, all right, this was our shout out to Chris going golfing later.
Yes, sir.
This was our mulligan.
Yep.
Okay, it took a
Breakfast
lot.
ball.
Breakfast ball. I take a brunch ball as well. I'll take a brunch ball, a lunch ball.
Dinner,
I take it. Yeah, whatever you
dessert,
need.
I don't care.
Whatever you need to just. I'm right at that cusp of 89 or 90.
It's like
that last one. That was a gimme, wasn't it? You know, that's how the Niners feel. That this was a mulligan. They've got it out the way. They've had a whole week to plan for whoever they may have or not have. The Vikings don't have Justin Jefferson, so I would expect the Niners to come out and remind the world, get back on the top of that list, because now people are talking about the Lions. People are talking about the Chiefs again. So remind everybody out there, hey, we are the team to beat, not just in the NFC, but in the NFL. So excited to see what the Niners do, especially in a primetime situation. Get into a break. When we get back, going back to the Beam Team, back to some Kings talk. What is your biggest takeaway from Kings preseason? Let's get into it when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted, ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner.
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
It's the model year-end sales event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Good Guys Heating and Cooling has a deal going on right now that you cannot miss. This summer was much shorter and cooler than normal, so that means Good Guys is overstocked and ready to clear out their warehouse. They've got inflation-busting pricing on a brand new heating and air system for just $82.99. No other company is offering a replacement system that low. Call Good Guys now at 530-GOOD-AIR to see if you qualify. That's 530-GOOD-AIR for a no-cost qualification appointment. Best service, best price, guaranteed. And that's no bull. License number 1057-618.
Hello, I'm Frank Conkle with Retirement Security Centers with the weekly economic update. Good news is relative, it seems. Fixed income investors are seeing treasury rates rise to the highest level since 2007, with 10-year rates crossing above 4.9% and 2-year rates over 5.2%. While longer-term rates are increasing, they still indicate an inverse yield curve, which is when the shorter-term rates are higher than longer-term rates. Long considered a sign of potential recession, it could be signaling a belief that interest rates will begin to drop during the next 2 years. Higher rates are not necessarily good news for stocks, especially dividend-paying stocks, as satisfactory rates may be earned by less aggressive investments, leading to less interest in stock market-based investments, which could have greater volatility and possibility for losses. What do higher rates mean for Federal Reserve action? They may pause as the markets are increasing rates organically, reducing the need for them to step in. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer and member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Hey, small business owner, when's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But some don't check their rate often. Did you know rates can vary? In fact, taking 3 minutes to check your rate with Pi Insurance could save you up to 30%. Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for you with no hassle or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could save you money. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning or afternoon, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the Utah Jazz last night to finish the preseason with 1 win and 4 losses. First game of the season tips off Wednesday night in Salt Lake City against the Jazz, right here on Sactown Sports, 1140, just like every Kings game all season long. In baseball, the Texas Rangers and Houston Astros have Game 5 of their series today at 2 p.m. The Arizona Diamondbacks and Philadelphia Phillies play Game 4 at 5 p.m. And Sacramento State football is back at home tomorrow night for a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Reminder, all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. It's time for more of Styles and Watkins here on Sactown Sports.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports, Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. as we get ready for the Kings, ready to light the real beam. Didn't light any beam last night, but you did get a W. Preseason beam, mini beam. We'll take it. First time in the preseason as we get you ready for the real thing. That's next week against the Utah Jazz again, but got to head to Utah. And we get you ready, get you set for our regular season with our debut October 26th, Styles and Watkins, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every single day.
Talk about it.
From breakfast to lunch, that transition, we got you.
Yeah, we got
okay, we're brunch.
Yep.
We're basically brunch.
The brunch boys.
The brunch boys. Hashtag brunch squad. Okay, I like a good brunch anyway.
Like, please don't call us the brunch boys.
Yeah.
We're going to call you the brunch boys now.
It's the brunch boys.
It's like the Hardy Boys or something. The Hardy Boys.
Do you like brunch?
The Kings won.
Oh, let's not play those guys.
It's your new version. You're the brunch boys.
No, those guys are not chill. Brunch is good. Brunch is, I was going to say brunch is underrated, but if anything, brunch is very overrated.
Definitely, if anything, overrated. Now, my problem with brunch
I don't
is
like brunch traffic. Like the amount of like, hey, let's go eat at X breakfast spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be an hour and 20-minute wait. And it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
that's lunch at that point.
You got to make a decision, right? Because are you going to go sweet or savory?
Right.
Or you can do both.
That's why I do the chicken and waffles.
They do the chicken and waffles, which Carmichael Dave has never had. He needs to get on that. So, yeah, typically I like a good breakfast sandwich. I'm a breakfast sandwich guy.
Yeah, for sure.
So look, as I kind of get settled out here, people will learn as you continue to listen, and Chris, you too. And you already know I'm a bit of a foodie.
Yeah.
Okay, so if people got places I should go, places I should check out,
I'll make you a list for sure.
Let me know.
Yeah, people got to let you know.
Let me know. I'm all about it, all right? And the Kings are all about winning. They didn't do much of it during the preseason, but those games don't count. They did do it last night. Chris, as we break down what we've seen from everything from training camp to the practices to preseason, what has been your biggest takeaway from the Sacramento Kings?
I think the biggest thing has to be the thing that we've been talking about for the longest since the season ended, and that's, man, this guy Keegan Murray is a brand new guy. I mean, he looks just completely night and day, and you know, we'd heard, especially after Summer League, about some of the stories of how good Keegan's development was coming along and what we could potentially expect to see from him this year, but especially in that Golden State game the other day, I mean, he just showed a little bit of everything, and everything was clicking. He was hitting fadeaways. He was dunking on people.
Yeah.
He was attacking the rim, hitting his threes, of course, looking like always. But to me, Keegan Murray and just the leap he's made has been the biggest thing from this offseason so far and this preseason, that I really do think that we're going to see it in the regular season. I think I've seen enough of the comfortability. I've seen enough of the diversity of things that he can now do, that I believe that this is going to be the Keegan Murray we're going to see from the foreseeable future. And it's just exciting to know if this is how good he got in one offseason, what's it going to look like at the end of this season? And then what is it going to look like coming into next season as he's still so young in his career? Of course, being an older rookie, you don't really have to deal with some of the longer payoff. It's going to be Keegan's 24 or 23-year-old season this year. It's 24-year-old season next year, right when he's really starting to grow into being like a full adult male.
Yeah, and I think the thing is for Keegan Murray, we talk about the Sacramento Kings, and the Kings aren't going to sneak up on anybody.
No.
De'Aaron Fox is not going to sneak up on anybody. Sabonis is not going to sneak up on anybody. But I think that the lack of pub and the lack of hype around Keegan Murray might be the key. Now, if you know ball and you're, league pass and you're in the weeds, sure. But I think that when you look at the Kings, he is the one person that's still there, the ace up their sleeve, that maybe teams understand, okay, this kid is good, he can hit some threes, but they might not know that he's got it like this.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that the Kings will be able to lean on for a good bit of the season. And look, even once you realize, okay, he does got it like that, now you just have a third legitimate option that you're going to have to deal with, and somebody that can beat you off the dribble, somebody that you have to respect. And when you can shoot the way he can shoot, that means that your dribbling and your ability to get to the cup is even easier because they have to respect your shot.
Everything plays off the shot. I mean, he's going to, like you said, people who, unless you're just really grinding tape and you've been keeping up with Keegan Murray in the California Classic and in this preseason, he's going to come around that screen, going to the top of the key, to the top of the three-point line, and you're going to sell out. You're going to be like, I watched this all last year. This guy comes around to Sabonis.
Yeah.
He maybe puts the ball on the ground once, but he's going to shoot this thing because that's all he does. He's not going to drive. Well, now Keegan, he can take that shot. We've seen him take that shot all last year, but now he can pump fake, send that guy going, make a sidestep. He can drive the lane. He can dunk it on somebody. He can pass it out to the corner. Just the development. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see from a guy who was picked number 4 overall. When we talk about, some other guys, I won't point out specifics, but like, it's not a guarantee that you're going to be better. Just because you're a top 5 pick doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have the trajectory of a star player. And it looks like Keegan, after some questions on what would be his ceiling, looks like he's really going to have that true development trait of being a potential star player in this league.
Right. And, teams are going to say, okay, Sabonis is going to get his. We can't let De'Aaron beat us, right?
Exactly.
It's just on those nights, can somebody else step up? And we've talked about other guys on this team that may still be able to do that, right? Malik Monk in some certain spots, we know he's coming off the bench. But Keegan is a guy who, if you have to pick your poison, hey, let this guy beat us, he actually can, right? It's easy to say that, but, if you're looking at the game against the Warriors a couple nights ago, who is in that corner when the Kings are fully loaded? Let's say a close game like that again. Chris Paul helped off of Davion Mitchell.
Yep.
Davion Mitchell most likely is not going to be in that closing lineup.
Yep.
So who might be out there? Keegan's going to be out there.
Yep.
De'Aaron's going to be out there. Yep. Sabonis is going to be out there. Probably Harrison Barnes, right?
Yep.
And then maybe you decide Herder or Monk. Duarte.
Could be Davion.
Duarte, you could go in a bunch of different directions. And if you're Chris Paul in that situation and it's Keegan Murray, you can't help. He's probably going to, though.
Yeah.
Because of the name, because of the cachet, and because of the star power that De'Aaron brings.
Yep.
And when he helps, Kings fans are going to be very excited when that happens. So I think we're going to see a lot of those situations in these close games where I think you might see less of De'Aaron being a closer, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's elevation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that is the
diversifying
team
your portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. You got to put some money here, some money here. You can't have it all in one stock, and then if that goes broke, you're done.
Exactly, because that's what's going to happen. De'Aaron quite literally got an award for being the most clutch player of the year. Everyone knows that in those situations, in the fourth quarter, the Kings are going to look at him, and they're going to key in on him. And to your point, the Kings are going to, De'Aaron's still going to be able to do that for the most part, but there's going to be nights where other people are going to need to step up.
Right.
And that's why I was so encouraged by what we saw from Malik last night. He took that upon himself, 16 points in the fourth quarter. Keegan in those moments and just anybody else besides De'Aaron Fox would be great to have step up in those moments because it just makes your entire team in total a lot more dangerous. That's when you can't help off of Davion Mitchell. You can't help off of anybody else because everybody is equally dangerous. And I think that's the point where the Kings offense hopefully gets to with the amount of extra shooters that they added this year. You mentioned Chris Duarte. Could it be Sasha Vezenkov? That could potentially be where the Kings really set themselves apart in the closing lineups of things is they've got everyone on the floor you have to keep massive attention to, and you can't lean off any of them because everybody will make you pay.
And I'm not off the Herder bandwagon yet. I know it's been a bit rough for him, but I think we could start off the season with the Herder heater. Yes. Okay. And if that happens, that changes everything. That just opens everything up because I think right now the Vezenkov thing, you talk about diversifying your portfolio.
Yep.
That's stashed.
Yes.
Right. If that hits, great, but you're really not sure. Herder is somebody.
Your Dogecoin or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. Herder is somebody that you've invested in a little bit, and you have some expectations for. It's been a little bit rocky lately, but at the end of the day, he knows how to shoot the basketball. Yep. He knows how to score, and you said it best a couple of days ago. He can get to the free throw line, and when you're able to get to the free throw line, that's something that these quote unquote. And I don't know if the Kings are a quote unquote jump shooting team, but when things get a little bit aren't as aesthetically pleasing and aren't flowing, okay, we got to make sure the game is getting out of hand a little bit. Do we have somebody that can just make sure you get to the line and not just chuck up a bunch of threes? And Herder is a guy who knows how to manipulate a little bit, is a bit of a gamesman, and can make sure, hey, let's slow things down. So I would never kind of sleep on his ability to do that. The problem with him, as is with much of this Kings roster, is defensively, are you able to compete, and are you able to at least be more than a traffic cone, right? So we can make sure that we're not just trading buckets back and forth. So if he's able to do that, I'm not off the Herder bandwagon. I'm not off Red Velvet. I still think that he can surprise some people, because when your stock is low, right, nobody's going to help you up, right? And I think that's where he is in his career, to be completely honest, because everybody is getting older, right? You have a specific skill set. I sound like Liam Neeson.
Yes.
You have a specific set of skills,
particular set of skills.
And if you are not able to produce within that skill set, we don't got time for it.
Yep.
We don't got time for it. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more Kings talk, breaking down the preseason and expectations. What are your expectations for the Kings? That and much more when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Anxious to get back at it after their first loss of the season, the 49ers are in Minnesota on Monday night.
San Francisco!
With a little razzle-dazzle.
Join Greg Papa and Tim Ryan for every moment of 49ers football.
Sack! Pressure by Nick Bosa!
Niners and Vikings.
15 consecutive games with a touchdown for McCaffrey.
Monday on your new home for San Francisco 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Friday forecast includes a mix of sun and a few high clouds. Temperatures will top out today in the mid to upper 80s. You can expect overnight lows nice and cool in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. See our selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
We're back. Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. Getting it going. How you feeling, Chris? How you feeling? So you're gonna golf later.
Yep.
What do you shoot? What's your handicap?
I don't really know how handicaps work exactly.
What's your best day? What have you shot on your best day?
I shot an 80 once at it was an easier course. I think it was a par.
An 80?
Yes, but it was like a par. I can't remember. I would just say I'm a bogey golfer.
Okay.
In general, it's like,
respectable.
yeah. Like I've been playing probably since middle school. So
Okay.
I've already gone through the rough, chunky period of essentially praying for bogeys. And
Did you play in high school?
I did not play in high school.
Okay, but you've been playing.
Yes, I have been. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like in high school, I maybe played like 3 or 4 total times throughout my 4 years because high school is going on.
Sure.
It's not the coolest thing to say, hey guys,
no, well,
I gotta miss out on the party because I'm golfing.
Yeah, I think golf is kind of making a turn. It's a little bit cooler. The pandemic has something to do with that because it was a very isolated game to play. Yeah, I've shot 89 twice, and that's my claim to fame. That's the best I've ever done.
But like at like tougher courses, like which is what I'm like, that's definitely that's a nosebleed. Like 89 would be
sure.
I'd be celebrating all
Right.
day.
So, all right, we'll definitely get out
We
there.
gotta get out there.
Yeah, I know there are a bunch of courses, so definitely excited to see the sites. Well, we're talking Sacramento anyway.
Please, I would love talking Sacramento is one of my favorite topics.
So Sacramento, just in general, right? I've been out here a couple times doing the shows.
Yeah.
I really, for some reason, I don't know. We were talking, I want to get into fishing.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Want to get into
random.
fishing. I know it's random.
There's a good fishing scene around here. Though.
That's what you were saying. My buddy was saying the same thing as well. So look, the last couple weeks that I've been out here on and off doing the show, Sacramento is nice. I like
nice.
Sacramento. I got nothing but positive things to say about Sacramento. You know, all the food that I've had so far has been really good.
It's really good.
You know what I mean? It's a bustling area. It's a lot going on. And a lot of people say every city, oh, yeah, we got an up-and-coming restaurant scene. We got an up-and-coming this, that. Sacramento's legit.
Yes.
Sacramento's legit. Shout out to the 916 from the 925 to the 916. I'm excited about it.
I'm so glad that I don't know why I get really excited when like outsiders come to town, because it's like you get to experience. I mean, I've lived here my whole life, so I feel like I've done just about everything there is to do in Sacramento, and so it excites me that you get to kind of experience everything with some fresh glasses.
Yeah.
And also, you know, it's good to hear that you're new and you like the city. Like, you know, for a long time, especially if you would have came here really before the arena popped up downtown, like when the Kings were playing in Natomas, there wasn't really a hub like where you've been staying, which is downtown, but near K Street, near the arena. You're not in the arena area, but like all of that is pretty new area in terms of like, especially people actually congregating there. There's always been things to do. Downtown Mall used to be there. K Street has always had a couple places to go to, but definitely, you know, in the years leading into the pandemic, and then definitely since 2020, Sacramento has it's just elevated to a completely different level. And it makes me excited to see that. Yeah. I mean, I it's not great that a ton of people from the Bay Area are moving over here to Sacramento, but at the same time, it's a brand new crop of people who are going to grow to love and appreciate this place, just like all the local Sacramentans do.
Yeah. Yeah. So Sacramentan.
Yeah.
That's
Sacramentan.
Okay. Yes. Sacramentan.
Yes. And you also, when you say Sacramento, you don't say the toe. Sacramento.
I never would have said
I've never heard someone say that before.
You've never heard? See, that's because y'all ain't really from here.
The toe.
Well, no one calls it. That's no one says the toe. Like no one. You just say Sacramento. You don't say Sacramento.
Oh, I thought you were saying,
no,
yo, I'm from the toe.
I'm from the toe.
Yo, shout out to the toe.
From head to toe.
I am at the TO. Shout out to the toe.
Some people could call it that.
I think I will call it the toe.
People call it Sacramento.
Yes, Sacramento.
What about Sactown?
As we're called Sactown Sports, let me not say it, but not usually people from Sacramento do not call it Sactown.
Okay, so it's like
Sac for sure.
Sac.
Yeah, Sac works.
That's right. Okay. Well, that's like Oakland is the town.
Yes, right.
San Francisco is the city, but then in San Francisco, you can't say San Fran or Frisco. Just say the city or just say San Francisco.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It's very much the same thing.
So here's the thing. I see Jess on the YouTube chat right now.
That is crazy.
Right now I live in Alameda.
Yeah.
Right. And I had dubbed it Alameda. Okay.
For sure. So that works great. Oh my God.
I am leaving Alameda, and shout out to Jess on the YouTube chat. I saw Sactown Styles.
Oh, that
so
works.
I am evolving from Alameda to Sactown Styles.
That works. Oh, that's so.
It's got to be.
Yeah, Sactown Styles.
Or just from the toe.
Just from the toe.
Live from the toe, we have Sactown Styles.
Live from the toe jam.
It kind of does work. It doesn't sound as terrible as what I initially thought it did. So I'm actually kind of down for the toe.
Now that you said it, Chris, I can't stop thinking of Sacramento or Sacramento. Like, what
have I been saying? Sacramento. I don't think I say the toe, but now I'm going to say the toe.
Yeah, the toe.
Sacramento.
Yeah. Live from the toe.
Live from the toe. Yeah. No, you got to say Sacramento.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'm learning.
Real ones know.
Wow, I never realized I was doing that.
Real ones know we're in the toe.
Yep. I'm honestly shocked no one's called it the toe before. Actually, I guess I shouldn't be because it's not.
We don't know that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
These youngins, these Gen Zers.
I forget that we're broadcasting right now to a
I don't know. Chris has been here
maybe.
His whole life, and if no one's called it the toe, I feel like
916-339-1140 on a Friday fun day. Yeah. Have you ever called Sacramento the toe?
Yeah.
Have
you heard anyone
call it the toe? All right.
Or the Menno.
Or the Menno.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Has anyone ever called it the toe? Thank you. All right.
Yeah. That feels like it could easily be used against us. The toe, it's not,
that's
the
true.
Toe of California.
That's true.
I don't know. Toes are in right now.
Not gonna touch
I don't know.
Touching that one.
Yeah, just let it go.
I'm not touching that one, Rex Ryan.
All right. Kings preseason.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that thing. I forgot. We might as well just go to break it.
Yeah. Live from the toe, don't you know? the Kings preseason. I was trying to think of a name.
Trying to bar it up.
I was trying to bar it up. Well, I got time.
Yeah.
I got time. This is still dress rehearsals.
Yeah, exactly.
There's still dress rehearsals. So my biggest takeaway, you took Keegan, which is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But my biggest takeaway is, honestly, and it's pretty darn obvious, it's De'Aaron Fox.
For sure.
Can you elevate and be, right now you're in the top 10 for point guards, top 25 players, right?
Any list, he's top 20.
Is this who you are, which is a great player, or do you have another gear?
Yep. Was last year the leap, or do you have another one?
Exactly. Do you have another gear?
Yeah.
Do you have another level? Shout out Meek Mill. Can you hit the NOS button?
Yeah.
Shout out Too Fast, Too Furious. Yeah. Do you have the ability to take it to another level? Because as he goes, they go. And if he has stopped here, then this is who they're going to be. This is who they're going to be. We talked about the flashiness, and we talked about how Ja Morant and has the dunks and everything like that, and De'Aaron Fox maybe doesn't get that publicity because he's just a really good ball player, right? He's fast. Sure, he has that, but he doesn't yam on people. He doesn't shoot threes like that per se.
Right.
So what is it? What is your calling card? Are you able to elevate and take that next step? That's an obvious one.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to go with because he's the guy.
Right. And
he's the guy.
That's more of like a postseason conversation too, because regular season depth matters and who's your second best player matters, who your third option matters. But honestly, in the playoffs, a lot of the time, like you're mentioning, and like Kyle's even said, it goes as far as De'Aaron Fox goes. If it kind of ends up coming down to who's the best player in the series. And, the Kings were going to be hard pressed to, in a Kings Warriors series, have the best player in the series. And I think that played out with Steph Curry. But can De'Aaron elevate himself to what I think we saw it for the first couple games before he broke his finger? Can he get to a level where, much like Jimmy Butler has done in the past, you're going toe to toe with those guys? I know. The second it popped in my mind, I was like, this is going to come out.
You just made me spit out my water back here.
Not great. Not great.
I didn't even try to keep it in.
Yeah, it's okay.
I didn't even try to keep it in.
Pun wasn't intended, but at the same time, it almost had.
No, that's great. And that's a
can
great
De'Aaron
way.
Fox go toe to toe with some of the other stars
In the toe. All right, let's just get to a break. When we get back, we're going Kings players. We have the over-unders. What do you think? Be sure to chime in on the text line on the YouTube chat as it's still rocking and rolling. And call in as well, 916-339-1140. All that and much more when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain. As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
This is Dr. Pamela Maida, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
Children especially benefit from arch supports as a sturdy and supportive foundation for their developing feet. If your kids have pain, then I recommend Youth Arch Supports from the Good Feet store.
Youth Arch Supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain in the feet, knees, hip, or back. If your child is physically active with sports, clubs, or even on the playground, they may benefit from the comfort and support found in Good Feet Youth Arch Supports.
I firmly believe that investing in Youth Arch Supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make to support their feet.
See how Youth Arch Supports can help with a free arch support fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Hagen Oaks wants you to know about the exciting new T-Series irons from Titleist, offering effortless speed, exceptional feel, and precise control. Working with tour pros and dedicated amateurs, Titleist T-Series are available in 4 different models. The fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
Igor, my faithful companion, it is time to prepare for the night. The shadows grow long, and the creatures of the night stir with excitement.
Yes, Master Dracula.
What do you require of me? I need you to fire up the hearse. Elk Grove Kia is having a Halloween sale that is to die for. We're going to upgrade to a new car worthy of the Prince of Darkness. I'm so excited. It is making my blood shiver.
But Master, with your credit history, aren't you worried you're going to get turned down?
Igor, shut up. Elk Grove Kia's finance department has over 100 years of experience. They can even get me approved, even with my troubled past. And Elk Grove Kia's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on all new Kias, it's almost like having an immortal car.
Elk Grove Kia's Halloween sale is so good, it's scaring the competition. In fact, it's so scary, we can't even advertise the pricing. So whether you're in need of a new or used car, make your way to Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or visit us at elkgrovekia.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good afternoon, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the Utah Jazz last night to finish the preseason with 1 win and 4 losses. First game of the season tips off Wednesday night in Salt Lake City against the Jazz, right here on Sactown Sports 1140. The Houston Astros tied up the ALCS with a 10-3 win in Game 4 against the Texas Rangers. Game 5 gets started at 2 p.m. today. Game 4 between the Arizona Diamondbacks and Philadelphia Phillies in the NLCS is at 5 p.m. today. Sacramento State football is back at home tomorrow night for a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. It's time for more with Sactown Styles and Watkins right here on Sactown Sports.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. Really, really fun segment. Fun Friday.
Sacto Sports.
We have Sacto Sports on the YouTube chat. That's a good one.
It's a really good one.
That's a 4.
I was thinking of saying that in the headline, and I thought better myself.
No, don't change it in the headline. Pike 916. This is Toe Much. Good one as well.
That is good.
Keep them coming. Why not? It's Friday Fun Day. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, we opened this can of worms.
Yeah.
And I just can't get over
That's on me.
I can't get over the toe to toe at the end.
That wasn't even.
That was classic.
It was one of those.
Nobody saw it coming.
No, I didn't even see it coming.
And as soon as you said it, I couldn't hold it in.
No, you shouldn't have. It was the right thing to let me know that was not, because it was not my intention to say it. But the second it came in my mind, I was like, I was already saying it, and then I was like, damn.
The funniest part of this is that this all started, and if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. Basically, Alan Styles, Chris Watkins, our show starts. We are doing dress rehearsal. Our show starts. Be sure to come back Thursday, October 26th, when we really get it on and popping. And I am about to become a 916er. We're talking about Sacramento. We're talking about all the good things, how Sacramento is continuing to grow and evolve, and how much I've liked it so far. And we're talking about what it gets called. And Chris says nobody says the toe.
Yes.
I thought that he's saying the nickname of, oh yeah, I'm from the toe. What he meant was nobody says the T in Sacramento or the toe. It just says Sacramento. So it turned into this whole big toe extravaganza.
Yep.
And now the YouTube chat is hopping in, talking about it. The text line is talking about it as well. We've had some calls about it.
Yep.
We are live from the toe.
Live.
And that's how it's going to go.
That's how it's going to go. I mean, it really stuck. I didn't like it at first, but it already is just, it really works. It sounds kind of hard too. You know, it's like,
it does.
Straight from the toe.
I would not mess with somebody from the toe.
No.
Because you've been through some things.
Yeah, you've definitely been through.
You've seen some things.
Yeah.
You from the toe.
A lot of dead grass in the toe.
Maybe it's, oh, you're from Sacramento. No, I'm not from Sacramento. I'm from the toe.
Yeah.
You're from the toe. You're tough as nails.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're definitely. Yeah.
There
you
you go.
Go through some stuff if you've been through the toe.
You have to. You have to. All right. Kings players, overs and unders, which, I think the good thing about when you talk about stats like this or even fantasy, the reason that people get so excited about it is because it's your opportunity to be a mini GM.
Yes, exactly.
Number one. And it does represent how well somebody's playing,
Exactly.
So when we go through these things and you look at the over-unders, we could say, well, I hope this isn't over because this person needs to be over if the Kings want to take that next step. So, Chris, take it away. Let's hear from them and see what we're thinking.
So all these prop bets, these are all prop bets from betonline.com. So, these are not ours or anything like that. And they have over-unders for the regular season stats for every Sacramento King. We're going to go through some of the bigger ones, starting with the head of the snake himself, the guy we were just talking about, De'Aaron Fox, and his points over under. Now let's start off. We'll trivialize this. Let's make this into a game. What would you guys guess, Kyle and Alan over here? What would you guess De'Aaron Fox's over under projection would be for this season? Let me give you some context here. Last season, De'Aaron finished the season right on the dot at 25 points per game on 18 shots per game. 51% from the field. What do you think Bet Online has De'Aaron Fox's over-under?
Give it to me again, what it was last year.
It was 25 points per game on the dot last year. He shot 50% from the field on 18 shots per game.
So I'm going to say they made it higher.
Okay.
I'm going to say the over-under is set at 26.5.
Okay.
Kyle? So it's tough because last year was his best year shooting from the field.
I should have also mentioned.
So I'm going to go 24.5.
They have the number right at 25 points per game.
Again.
Not at 25.5, at 25 on the dot, which is, again, what he finished with exactly last year. 25 points per game. It was the highest point total, actually second highest point total of De'Aaron Fox's career in 2020-21. In that shortened season, he averaged 25.2 points per game. So he has never averaged more than 25 round number, 25 points per game.
Well, and the question becomes, just because if I said, oh, that should be over, the question becomes, are the Kings, is that a good thing?
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Right.
You can say the same with the under.
Right. I would say if you're going to level up, you got to go over. I would like it to be over. I would take the over.
I think I will also take the over. I think De'Aaron's going to take a step up. Should also be mentioned, he shot 32% from three last year. If that thing goes up to 34%, that helps, just add another 1.5 points per game, something like that. I could see De'Aaron being at 26, maybe near 27 a game. And who knows? I mean, if knock on wood, I'll just say if any important Kings players go down, De'Aaron might have to up that scoring total as well. So I could see De'Aaron having a really, really impactful season on the scoring department for sure. So I'm going to go over. Kyle, do you want to?
I'll go over on 25.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So 3 overs, or is that two overs and an under?
I'm an over.
3 overs. Okay, 3 overs on De'Aaron Fox, 25 points per game. Let's do Domantas Sabonis assists. How about that? Domas last year averaged the most assists of his career at 7.3 assists per game. His previous high was 6.7 in Indiana, where he also averaged 20 points per game. He averaged 19 last year, led the league in rebounding. What do we think Domantas Sabonis' over-under on assists is this season? Again, 7.3 assists per game last year, and that was the highest of his career.
Wow.
Which is a lot, by the way.
That's a lot.
The only other big man who's anywhere near that is Nikola Jokic, who is near 10. Well,
if Keegan keeps cooking.
Right. There's a lot of factors that go into this assist number, too. Right. Like everybody else around him.
I can't see them going much higher than that. I think it's probably right there.
And mind you, Vegas is trying to make money off this. So it's like they're not going to give you an easy number to try and guess at.
You said it was 7.3?
It was 7.3 last year.
I think Vegas probably did some mess like 7.5.
Okay, Kyle.
I'll go exactly 7.
It was 7.5. Alan Styles nailed it
Wow.
on the dot. And where are we going? Over or under 7.5 assists for Domas this year, 7.3 last year.
Keegan Murray in the corner. Bang! I'm going over.
I'm agreeing over, Kyle.
I'll go over.
It's
You don't have to.
It's a really tough number to go over.
Yeah, this is the number. Stay away is the,
This
the
is
number.
yes. This is definitely stay away.
He's going to be
territory.
somewhere between like 6.5 and 7.5. I feel like.
Yeah.
But I guess over for the sake of this because it's just a hard number.
Can I say that I think he's going to be near 8 or 9? I really think that he's going to take a step back in the scoring department. Last year, it was second highest scoring total of his career, 19.1. He had 20 points per game in that season that I mentioned in 2021. I think he's going to take a step back in the scoring department, and I think that's going to mean that he's just really going to lean into the facilitation role that he had last year. You said it. Keegan Murray in the corner, bang. I'm expecting Kevin Huerter coming off screens, Chris Duarte, Sasha Vezenkov. And, man, I would love to see the development of a De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis two-man game as well.
Yeah.
It feels like we saw Domas really expand the game of really everybody on the team, pretty much with the exception of De'Aaron. Now, they ran pick and rolls sporadically, but it never felt like, you get that Murray-Jokic pick and roll. A lot of people talking about the Dame Lillard-Giannis pick and roll. Getting a big in your guard, especially when they're your best two players, into a pick and roll situation where the other team essentially just has to pick their poison on which they're going to live with. I want to see that develop, and I just think Domas I've loved his passing ability since the day he got here. I think after watching Jokic get near 10 last year, it really opened my eyes for the possibility of what Domas could do because he's, if Jokic is the Charizard, I would say, Sabonis has to be that Charmeleon.
Yeah,
mid-level.
shout out
He's getting
Pokemon.
close.
Funny enough, I was packing and I found a Pokedex. I had a Pokedex from
Probably
back
sell
in the
that
day.
for a pretty penny.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I've held on to it
Yeah.
for so long. So very good on the Pokemon
References out of control,
reference.
man.
Yeah, I wonder why Malik Monk is better at the two-man game than honestly he's the best on the team. He's better than De'Aaron Fox. What is it about Malik Monk that makes him so good at the two-man game?
I think it's just that he's dangerous from every position. Like he's dangerous from anywhere on the floor. Like De'Aaron, you don't really have that 3-point threat. So when Malik and Sabonis run the pick and roll, he can set the pick. He can take the step back and hit the three. He can roll with him. He can take the floater. He can attack the rim better than anybody else on the team, with maybe the exception of De'Aaron. And then he also, as you saw last night, like he's got really underrated playmaking ability. I think he had 6 assists in the first half, finished with 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, finished with 8 assists. He's just got the entire package of what you would want from a pick and roll ball handler. And it's really, really impressive. And it's the thing that, like I said, no one really knew about before last season unless you really, really knew Malik's game.
Well, and I think that even Malik in general, he was a guy who we've talked about where, okay, is he just a college dude?
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to do this in the NBA? And then you see him last season, and it was a bit of a coming out party.
Yeah.
I think it was a breakout season for him. So I don't know if people were necessarily sleeping on him or if he just started to elevate and people thought, okay. So I think if you're Malik Monk, you're trying to get that 6th man of the year.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big one for him.
Yeah. Let's go rapid fire to close out the segment here. Keegan Murray, points per game, 15.5. Are we going over or under? Last season, Keegan was at 12.2. So this is a pretty big jump for Keegan. 15.5 points per game for Keegan Murray this year. Over
by a good amount.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm also going over. I was not expecting that to be a clean sweep. Let's say Harrison Barnes. Interesting over-under here. 15 points per game for Harrison Barnes. Last year, HB was right on the dot at 15 points per game. I believe that was his lowest scoring total since entering the Sacramento Kings team. Harrison Barnes, 15 points over-under. I'm going to go under.
15?
15. That's what he finished with last year. He was at 16 the 2 years before that.
Respectfully under.
Yeah, that's I'm
under, but slightly. I don't think he's going to be that far under.
Another 15-pointer, Kevin Huerter, who had a career high 15.2 points per game for the Kings last year. Huerter shot 48% from the field, 40.2% from three on 6.8 attempts. Also should be mentioned, Kevin Huerter shot 72% from the free throw line last year. So we would hope that goes
That's a little
up.
bizarre.
It's very weird. It was a very, very weird season. For
Interesting.
Kevin at the line.
I'm going to go under, but not by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go under 15, but he'll be right around that number.
Yeah, I would say 14 is probably the number I'm looking at for Kevin Huerter. Not it's just it's going to be a bit of, I don't think Herter's necessarily going to exactly replicate what he did last year, and so many more mouths to feed as well.
Well, that is the one, right? Stuff like that is when you talk about the tech and business, how does that scale? Is it something that's repeatable? And I don't know, but we're going to find out. Got to get to a break. We got a couple more to get to when we get back. And also keeping the theme of Fun Friday, Funny Friday, Friday Funnies, whatever you want to call it. Something happened a couple games ago, and we found out what happened a little bit after. It was just a funny situation, and Mike Brown has some things to say about that. So we'll get into it when we get back. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's happening with Ram Power Days?
We love American muscle, and right now is the last call on new 2023 Dodge Charger and Challenger SXTs before they're gone, with lease payments as low as $399.
What about all those Ram trucks I see?
Save thousands with 0% financing for 72 months and $6,000 off MSRP on all new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie Crew Cabs. And we all know 0% financing is almost impossible to find in 2023.
These deals can't last long, so hurry into Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and see their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
Take 0% financing for 72 months plus $6,000 dealer discount. Offer on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. 0% for 72 months equals $13.89 per thousand borrowed. Lease new 2023 Dodge Charger or Challenger SXTs for $399 a month for 42 months with $49.95 due at signing plus tax, license fees, and any accessories. Offer subject to credit approval through U.S. Bank with 10,000 allowable miles per year. 25 cents per mile excess mileage charge. 5 each net savings. See dealer for details.
Quick Quack Car Wash is a proud partner of the Sacramento Kings and can't wait for the upcoming season. To celebrate, Quick Quack is giving one lucky duck a pair of lower-level tickets to the Kings home opener versus Golden State on October 27th. Enter for your chance to win this epic opening night showdown by going to SactownSports.com. Be there for the Kings versus Golden State, courtesy of Quick Quack, where you can wash your car all you want with an unlimited membership.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We are back. Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. Having a lot of fun on a fun Friday as we talk Kings, Niners. Going to get into some NFL right around the corner here as we got our full-blown predictions, right? That is happening at 1:30. So our final predictions for the Kings season. You can get into this conversation to 916-339-1140. Get into that conversation. This is the last chance before we come back October 26th to debut Styles and Watkins, and we're rocking and rolling. So our final Kings predictions, and we might do actual records. We might do how far they go, whatever. There are no rules today. Nope. There are no rules today as we continue the toe talk on the YouTube chat. A couple good ones I'll read off.
Not stopped.
Dwayne Baker, I think that it's funny that Herder is just one of the 10 toes you have to fit into the sock now. Wow. That's a good one. Family Schlegel, this one might be the best one so far. As we talked about Malik Monk last segment and the two-man game, Monk is so good at the toe man game. That's number one right now.
Strong.
That is number one. Eric S., the Kings are a toe above the rest. Fun Friday. Keep it going. We can make it sound like this was an actual segment we came up with, but it wasn't.
It was not.
And that's how things happen. And
I think
we love
number
it.
one is still Chris Watkins unintentionally saying toe-to-toe.
Oh, yeah. That is the classic. Nothing is beating that. So did you have any more over-unders, any of note?
How about Malik Monk points?
That's a good one.
Malik Monk points. Should we go back to guessing, or do we just want to do straight over-under? You want to know what it is?
Just do the over.
Okay. It's 13 points per game, Malik Monk, which seems pretty low, right? I mean, he averaged 19 points per game in the playoffs last year. I'm trying to get his actual season stats up. I believe he was at 13.5 points. Yes, 13.5 points per game last season. 10 attempts, shot 44% from the field, 35% from three, and was the Kings' best free throw shooter, just under 90% from the free throw line. Malik Monk over under 13 points. Should also mention Malik played 22.3 minutes per game last year.
Well, I think he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year, and he's not going to win Sixth Man of the Year only averaging 13 points. So I'm going over.
Agreed. I will also go over. I think Malik will be near 15 to 60.
Yeah. I want to say over, but I understand if his minutes are going to be about the same. I don't know if he's going to get the playing time to hit it, but I'll go over because 13. I thought he'd be the fourth leading scorer on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he'll get more minutes than he got last year. Again, he only played 22 minutes per game last year. I think Herder was up near 30. If I had to guess, just off of how they've been performing, I would guess that kind of levels out to each being around 25, 26 minutes per game. And who knows? I mean, who knows how the season ends up unfolding? I still think, as me and Whitey used to do our daily bold predictions, I still kind of feel like there's a chance Malik Monk enters this starting lineup at some point this season. He's got a contract coming up at the end of this year. I think the Kings need to show him that they value him the same way that other teams would. And something tells me Malik's going to be looking for a starting role at the end of this year, or at least an increased role at the end of this season, especially if he has another good one for this Kings team.
Yeah, I think that he's going to be over, like I said, and he is another really important piece because, like we talked about in the last segment, that two-man game is lethal.
Yeah.
Puts so much pressure on the defense, and it doesn't even matter who it is. If it's Sabonis, it's lethal. Yep. If it's Alex Len, it's lethal. If it's JaVale McGee, double-digit points last night, and a lot of that was from the two-man game.
Yes,
so
sir.
Malik Monk has that ability, and when he gets hot, he really can be a flamethrower. So I would definitely say over on that one.
Yep, and that's about it. I think I can maybe find a Kings win total over under, but we can do that later.
Let's save that for our final predictions. Okay, in the theme of this Friday fun day, a couple games ago when the Kings played the Warriors, I don't know if you noticed it when you were watching the game, because I noticed something weird was going on, but I wasn't sure what. Basically, what ended up happening was Kobe Jones had a situation. And if you remember, you could see Keegan Murray going over to tell Mike Brown what the situation was. And here we go.
Dead ball situation. I think Keegan fouled somebody on purpose, and Keegan came over to me. He goes, "Coach, you got to get Kobe out." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "You got to get Kobe out. He's about to throw up." I was like, "What?" And so Kobe comes like speed walking by me. And it's the funniest thing because when I turned and look at him, okay, he was like this. He was like, "I got a good smile. Come on, Mike." He was like,
Can't see, but Mike Brown is puffing
I was
up
like,
his
"Kobe!"
cheeks.
Yes, yeah.
He just turned to me. He goes, I was like, "Kobe, what's wrong?" He was like,
Shakes his head.
he didn't say anything. So then he takes off to the bench. And so I follow him. I want to make sure he's okay. And he doesn't stop at the bench. He continues to go back in the back. And I don't know, where he went in the tunnel. I don't know what happened after that. But apparently he had thrown up and just kept it in his mouth. His mom's going to kill me. I'm sorry. But I mean, I mean, he's trying to play as hard as he can. And it's new for him.
And here's Kobe Jones when he was asked about it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that happen. Very unfortunate, but I feel like I did a good job of holding it in. So didn't make any news on the court. So let's try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Are you a puker at all? Like in terms, especially like conditioning?
Not from conditioning. I've never.
I used to be.
Really?
Every single sport, every session, I would jump from baseball to basketball to football. Didn't matter what sport. I always at least once a year I was in the toilet. I just got a sensitive stomach and probably also showed up out of shape for those seasons.
Wow.
But yeah, I was as someone who was a big puker, and at some point you kind of. It's just Kobe must not be a regular one because when it happens to you all the time, it's almost like it's nothing. It's like, let me just get this out of the way so that I then feel good immediately after.
Well, now I'm wondering because it's different, right? But football, it happens. I feel like it happens fairly often.
Yeah.
Basketball, you really it. No,
because those things are so well conditioned. It's like it rarely ever happens. Though Sabrina Ionescu did it the other day.
That's
in the
true.
NBA Finals.
That's true. And
finals.
then
that was so weird. They brought the trash can like onto the court.
Strange.
That was strange.
Very strange.
Yeah, and then held the L. So
Not
that
great.
was.
He's right though. He's good for holding that in.
Yeah,
a lot of people would not be strong enough.
No, that would be
to
wild.
Chipmunk that,
No.
and then I think he continued to play. It sounded like. So Keegan told Mike Brown he's gonna throw up, which tells me that like how would Keegan have known that? Like, did Colby tell him, or did Keegan already see the chipmunk happen?
Right, or maybe and we don't know. Has this happened before? Was it a one-time thing? Because it's just maybe it's just a look.
Yeah,
maybe that's just the team chemistry building. Saying, hey, brother, I got you. I know that look. Let's get you out of here.
I also love that Mike Brown's impression of Keegan Murray. But if you watch the tape over again of the moment it happens, which you can check out our guy Brendan Nunez Twitter, he tweeted out the video of it. Keegan does calmly walk. This is very Keegan Murray. Like house is on fire. Everybody needs to evacuate. He needs to throw up, coach.
Right.
Hey, like just the most monotone, straight face.
Yeah.
Hey, he threw up on the floor. It's like, how about like having some like grab Kobe and say like, coach, like you got to get it. Like just complete straight faced, never elevating above a 3. Just, hey, coach, you need to get him out. He threw up.
Keegan's definitely got some Kawhi to him.
Yes, a lot of Kawhi to him.
For
like
sure.
a dangerous amount of Kawhi.
For sure. All right, get into a break. After we get back, going around the NFL, what's up, Vancouver? All that and more when we get back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The 82-game NBA journey begins Wednesday for the Sacramento Kings.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
The G-Man Gary Gerald has all the play-by-play Wednesday of season number 39 in Sacramento.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker.
It's the Kings and Jazz in the season opener from Utah.
He's got the three-point shot.
Wednesday at 6 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room and primetime football location is back. Cap Casino giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Check it out, Capital Casino. And as always, please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. At Elk Grove Honda, we include many benefits that a private seller just can't match. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection, and our certified pre-owned Hondas are under 5 years old. So you know you're getting the newest Hondas in prime condition. See our exceptional selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
And now a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive.
And today, expect mostly sunny conditions with a high on life that can only come from cruising down the road on two wheels. Kids will wave, dogs will bark, and cyclists in padded shorts will instantly regret their chosen mode of transportation. Whereas you, on the other hand, will look super duper cool. Back to you in the studio.
This has been a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive, where every day's a beautiful day to ride with coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get a quote today and see what you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools. One bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports' IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com and sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's film at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
It's time now for the Silver and Black Report, brought to you by ACR Home Services. For all your roofing and solar needs, visit acrhomeservices.com. Back-to-back home wins has put Las Vegas back to 500 at 3-3. To get over that mark, they need a road win at Soldier Field on Sunday. Both starting quarterbacks, Jimmy G and Justin Fields, are banged up, so which team's other players will step up? The all-time series record between the Silver and Black and Chicago, 8 wins apiece. That is your Silver and Black Report. Let ACR Home Services be your one-stop shop for all your home needs, starting with unbeatable roofing services. Right now, get a new roof and receive $1,000 off that roof. So sign up today and save with no payment for up to 12 months. And ACR is more than just a roofing company. Whether it's roofing, solar, electrical work, you name it, when you choose ACR Home Services, you're not just getting a contractor, you're partnering with a team that's invested in your satisfaction. That's ACR Home Services.
If you're a business owner, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton invites you to take advantage of a 4.9% APR for up to 36 months on select 2022 and 2023 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans. And since new Sprinters qualify for the generous Section 179 tax deduction for business vehicles, you can save thousands. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, sales, service, and a dedicated commercial vehicle department to help your company with any job. See our inventory at mbofstockton.com.
Cooler temperatures mean it's time to reduce your outdoor water use. Water 1 day per week on Saturday or Sunday from November 1st through February 29th. Learn more about your home's watering schedule at sacwaterwise.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good afternoon, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Sacramento Kings beat the Utah Jazz yesterday, which means their preseason record ends at 1 win and 4 losses. The first game of the season for the Kings is 5 days away against the Utah Jazz on Wednesday. Your coverage, just like every Sacramento Kings game this year, will be here live on Sactown Sports. The ALCS Game 5 between Astros and Rangers will be getting started in about an hour, and Game 4 of the NLCS between the Phillies and Diamondbacks is at 5 o'clock p.m. today. And Sacramento State football is back at home this Saturday night for a nationally televised prime time game against the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. Reminder, all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Now, let's return for the final hour of Styles and Watkins here on Sactown Sports.
What's up, Vancouver?
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
What's up, Vancouver?
What's up, Vancouver? What's up?
Styles and Watkins, Friday fun day here. Sactown Sports taking you up to 2 p.m. Oh, man, that is just so good. It's just, I mean,
what's up, Vancouver?
It just rival. It does rival.
Hey.
It rivals the Kawhi laugh to me.
Yeah. Which one? Yeah. There's been a couple. He had a Sacramento laugh too. Like he was doing when he was doing his rookie workouts before he was drafted. He had I believe it was Sean Cunningham asked him a question, and it's it's really scary. It's like because the famous introductory press conference laugh is, I don't even know where you are. Yeah. But he had one in Sacramento where he just kind of like grunts and laughs. It's weird. Have you seen Jaden Hardy? I guess he had a really bad laugh moment a couple weeks ago. He's on the Dallas Mavericks. Sounded a lot like kind of like Scooby-Doo a little bit.
Raggy?
I don't know if we can find that laugh from Jaden Hardy the other day, but it is.
We're doing a lot here. I'm trying to find Kawhi. I'm trying to find
it all.
Keegan. We're looking for it.
Find it all.
We'll find it.
That is great. Well, in the meantime, as we continue on the Laugh Express.
Yes. It's a Friday.
What's up, Vancouver? Let's go. Let's go around.
What's up, Vancouver?
Let's go around.
That's terrible.
So what do you do? Let's just take a second here.
Let's take a second. Let's take a pause.
Do you know anybody? Obviously, you're not going to name names. Somebody that has a bad laugh.
I know people who have infectious laughs. I will not say they have bad.
Oh, so that means they make you laugh too.
Yes, but it's because the laugh is so humorous in itself. It's not like those are bad laughs. Like Kawhi's are bad laughs. Jaden Hardy's is a bad laugh. I've never heard Keegan laugh, but I would, if I had to imagine, it's a bad laugh. But there's people who are having so much joy in their laugh, and it's like Christopher Laud. Christopher Laud has a very infectious laugh.
Okay,
it's not. I wouldn't say it's a good laugh, but it's not a bad. Like it's not. It doesn't sound like he's struggling to breathe or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know a couple people who have like infectious laughs to where they laugh, and hearing them laugh so hard is equally hilarious.
A funny laugh.
Yes, exactly.
Man.
That's Jaden Hardy.
What?
That's Jaden Hardy.
That's creepy.
It doesn't even sound real. Doesn't sound real.
I don't know.
It's scary.
I know another one because she's on Bar Rescue a lot. I'm pretty sure
Maria
Menounos.
Oh, she's got See, she also has a bad laugh. Hers is like a little bit more like
yeah. She's got that one going.
Wait, is that the lady I always see in the movie theaters, like during the previews?
I believe so.
Yes, interesting.
I believe so. Yeah.
I think she did Entertainment Tonight.
Yes. Yeah, and she goes around. She goes around to John's bars.
Yes. Yeah.
And will, pose as, and she is, I guess, one of those people who might not know the name. Hey, I know you.
I've seen you before.
But the bar rescue thing is so funny to me because I watch, but there's cameras everywhere. We're supposed to believe that Maria Menounos walks in with her husband and nobody knows.
Nobody
and
does it. Vancouver.
They just gave her a drink with flies in it. And I still watch.
They filmed the bar rescue in Sacramento. I'll have to show you where it was.
They?
Yeah, and I've seen the guy who was in the episode. He still hangs around the area.
Well, did it work?
No, it did not.
I heard a lot of the places actually.
Yeah, I think it was called Sactown Bar and Grill. In Old Sac.
So they tried to flip it.
Yeah, and it was one of those where like the owner was very hesitant. And, the chefs are always the ones who are like, I'm trying to tell you.
But our regulars like this.
Yeah. So it was one of those.
Yeah, my dad has a pretty ridiculous laugh as well. So, and you get the impression, then it's just like, dude, really?
Yeah.
You're doing a lot here. You're doing a lot.
Yeah. We share that. My dad's got a loud personality, but a really loud, funny laugh as well.
There you go. All right. Well, we already talked about how funny Derek Carr's performance was last night. So Jaguars beat the Saints 31-24. Good on them, Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. Some people are taking him second to Patrick Mahomes and only second to Patrick Mahomes these days. That's kind of wild to me, but I do think he's a pretty darn good quarterback. Let's go around the rest of the NFL, in or out, Chris. You say you got NBA League Pass. Sunday ticket.
Yes, sir.
Falcons at Bucks, in or out?
Falcons, Bucks. I mean, you got the NFC South going for it. And, I guess if the Falcons win, it makes that NFC South race a little bit more intriguing, but just in general, I've got an anti-NFC South agenda that I have to keep going. And so, no, I'm out on this game. There's no way this is going to be one of the more entertaining games, though this is a pretty light week as far as entertaining games go. It's really the later games that are significantly better.
Yeah, Raiders, Bears, and no Justin Fields, right?
No Justin Fields, no Jimmy G. We're getting backups.
So that's a no for me,
we don't know
dog.
who the Raider quarterback's going to be yet. Haven't had the decision on Aiden O'Connell or if it's
why
Brian
not?
Hoyer.
Don't get me started on the Raiders. Don't get me started.
I have no idea why they would throw out Brian Hoyer. Like what you're getting.
We'll play another game. I know Bomani. This guy's still in the league?
Yes.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Starting with Brian Hoyer.
Chris Dunn is second because I watched him yesterday. And
That's
I was like,
right.
Chris Dunn?
He was supposed to be nasty.
What? Yes, he was.
He was supposed to be nasty.
Mike Muscala.
Yeah.
Still in the league.
Browns, Colts.
No, again, the Colts have no interest without Anthony Richardson.
I can't believe you're taking this long.
Yeah, I had to remember Gardner Minshew was in the game. I was like, the Browns, were fun last week. I think Deshaun Watson returned to practice today, so maybe he goes on Sunday, but no, you're not going to catch me watching.
The Browns will find a way to lose this game. That's what they've been doing.
That would definitely be very Browns. Yeah, coming off your best win of the season, probably going to be your best win of the season.
And PJ just over here shrugging like MJ.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at here. Commanders at Giants.
No, absolutely not. Boring. No. Daniel Jones, is he supposed to play? I think he's still questionable as well. No thanks.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, just get him out of here to me. Lions at Ravens.
Wait, what? That actually kind of sounds like an intriguing game.
I'm in.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
this will be the only early game that I'm going to be paying much of any attention to. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I mean, we were talking about the Ravens earlier. Haven't really had any statement wins. They've all been pretty ugly and not really much to write home about. This is a good opportunity for them. They have the home field advantage. Lions, of course, have been really, really good this season. It'll be a good test. Good test for both teams, too. I think that, the Lions defense hasn't really been tested yet. You could argue the Ravens still aren't really that big of a test, but it's no slouch of an offense for sure.
No. I mean, Mark Andrews, so you definitely have to – the Ravens, they're still in the mix. So I'm looking for Lamar to shut me up because I am off the Lamar train right now.
I'm right there with you.
And, that's just what it is right now. So convince me to come back, Lamar. Please do. Bills at Patriots.
No. Patriots have gotten to the unwatchable portion the unwatchable tier of football teams.
Is Bill Belichick a fraud?
I don't think so. I'm not going to say yes to that.
How many without Tom Brady?
Of course.
I'm just saying.
I would not say he's a fraud, but I definitely think that life is significantly more difficult when you don't have a franchise quarterback.
Let's check out Tankathon real quick.
Let's do it.
Because if I'm Bill, just confirming here, you know where I'm going with this because, Bill, you need your guy.
Yep. Marvin Harrison.
I'm thinking you just keep losing. And if I'm Bill.
Drake May. Caleb Williams.
I think they could get to Caleb. I mean, they could definitely get to Drake.
The problem is the Bears have 2 picks. They have their own, and I believe they have the Panthers pick.
Yeah,
is
they
that
have
correct?
the Panthers pick.
So, they're fighting against two teams that are already really bad, and the Bears have double the shot of getting it. But, I mean, the Patriots should be their only focus the rest of this year because I don't think there's any salvaging what's going to happen this year. They're in a tough division. There's no way they're catching up. And, I mean, to me, this is maybe you can try and save the Mac Jones thing, but I think that this is just kind of a wasted year for the Patriots at this point. I think Bill Belichick is going to reach most losses by any head coach in NFL history before he even reaches wins. I think he's 8 losses away and 16 wins away from the record. So, yeah.
Wow. All right. Cardinals at Seahawks before we get to the break. But Kyler is back practicing.
He's back practicing. They have 21 days to activate him officially. But, Josh Dobbs, he's been frisky. Maybe this is a potential, overlook opportunity for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But, no, I think the Seahawks should take care of business here. It's a familiar foe, and they should be able to take care of them.
Real quick, we got time for one more. Steelers at Rams.
Yeah, I think this is okay, especially when you consider the rest of the slate of games.
Right.
I'm not opposed to this. I mean, the Steelers' offense has put me to sleep many weeks, but
Kenny Two Gloves.
Kenny Two Gloves is he's not great. He's really not great for like 90% of the game, and then he'll throw one deep ball to George Pickens, and they have somehow managed to.
Do we have a guy? Yeah,
I think they're 500. They're 3-2. They have a winning record right now. The Steelers do. It feels like they should fall to 500, and that's probably where they'll reside for the entirety of the season.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, we will do the rest of the slate, and don't miss 1:30. We are doing our final predictions for the Kings season. We're doing records and how far they're going to go in the playoffs. We'll be right back. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Hey. What's up, Vancouver?
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time. And really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet. It was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
We are back, Sactown Sports. Styles and Watkins as we finish up the NFL slate, and then we will get to our final Kings predictions. And if you're just now joining us, thank you for joining us. October 26th is the next time you will hear from Chris Watkins and myself, Alan Styles. And it will be the first show of our new show here at Sactown Sports, Styles and Watkins, which we are very, very excited about. Going to have it plastered all over.
Oh, yeah.
All over Sacramento.
Yep.
All over. I'm not going to say it. All over the toe.
All over the toe.
All over
Come
the toe. Don't you know? It's still a fun Friday. We're going to keep it rolling. Okay, let's finish up this slate. And we can go predictions here because these games. Well,
these games are a lot better.
Some of them.
Most of them.
3 of the 4. So This one for me is interesting. Chargers at Chiefs.
Yes, definitely. Very
Brandon Staley, you might get canned here soon. Yeah. I know you grew out a beard, different swag.
Different guy.
You might look wiser, but you're not making wiser decisions. No. I don't know. The empty calorie thing might be a question. I know Justin Herbert is a dude, right? But he's kind of plateaued a little bit, and I don't know how much of that is on the coach.
Right.
He missed some throws last game to win the game.
Yes.
And that's on Justin Herbert. That's not on Staley. That's not on that. Maybe it's on the Chargers uniform because it just represents I'm going to mess this up somehow, some way. But Justin Herbert, I'm not going to go here with you. You know what? I'm getting a little spicy now.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Because I hear Justin Herbert and how early they're crowning him.
Yeah.
And there's somebody in the NBA who's done more.
Oh, gosh. I see where this is going.
But it kind of reminds me of a Luka situation.
Yeah, that's a really good comparison. I mean, especially, if you want to talk about empty calories, guys who have put up ridiculous numbers. Like, I think Justin Herbert has the most pass yards to start a career of anybody in NFL history.
Right.
He's been top 3 in pass yards the end of the past 2 seasons. He's been incredible, but it has not resulted in the Chargers being feared. Hasn't resulted in them making any deep playoff runs. Hasn't really resulted in much of anything except for Justin Herbert being good in fantasy football, and I that doesn't really help you on the field. I think Justin Herbert is as good as what everybody says he is, but man, at some point, just like my guy Luka, you got to put the proof. It needs to be in the pudding, and it's got to be in results. And right now, the Chargers are 2-3, about to face the 5-1 Chiefs. They're on pace to be 2-4 here, and that's not where you want to be, especially after how they bounced from last year's playoff. You're right. Like this is starting to get really close to the end for Brandon Staley. It's feeling.
Well, it definitely is. And look, Luka has been to a Western Conference Finals. Right. It's different, but it's also different because basketball.
Yes.
Because there's only 5 guys on the court.
Right.
There's more that you can control.
Jalen Brunson played a big role in that.
Jalen Brunson played a big role. So it's not all on Justin Herbert. But when I'm watching you miss throws and you're supposed to be that dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Justin Herbert. So this is an opportunity to say we weren't putting you in the Patrick Mahomes category.
Nope.
But we were saying you might be on that, the new kids on the block had a lot of hits, but you can't win, so it doesn't really mean it's it. Because you have him, Josh Allen, who's gone, had a playoff run, this new wave of QBs, and at what point
Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly. Trevor Lawrence already.
All those guys.
So it's okay.
Hurts.
All right, Justin. Well, they got Anthony Lynn out of there, so you bring in Brandon Staley, and you bring in Khalil Mack, and you got Austin Eckler, and you got Keenan Allen, and you got what is the issue?
Nope. Oh no, he's got a Bosa brother. He's got Khalil Mack, who's playing like old Khalil Mack these days.
Yeah.
They spent money on J.C. Jackson, though. That's a whole different situation.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a whole different situation. But I mean, they've spent money to put talent on that team. It just hasn't really produced. I mean, what was it, 2 years ago? They were in that battle, the last game of the season with the Raiders to make the playoffs.
Right.
Couldn't get on the right side of that.
Prisoners dilemmaed themselves out of the playoffs.
Last year, they couldn't. They completely choked against the Jags in historic fashion. And then this year to respond to that terrible way to close the season with the 2-4 start. I don't know. I mean, how much more benefit of the doubt can we give Justin Herbert? I don't know. And I mean, I think Brandon Staley's caught in a lot of flack, deservedly so, but some of it does need to fall on Herbert as well. You don't get all the shine without any of the blame.
No, and I think that you can move to another coach. That's fine. But once you move to that other coach, you better have immediate success.
Yeah.
This is now, and if you want to not count Lynn, sure, you don't have to. But I would say, look, Justin, you're what year 4, year 5, whatever, by the time this ends. So we'll just say that this season's cooked.
Yeah.
You bring in a new guy, you better win immediately.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. So they have an opportunity to put themselves back in some type of conversation if they can beat the Chiefs, who the Chiefs, of course, like to play with their food. And we'll see what they can do. This next one, Packers at Broncos. I mean,
goodness gracious. No thanks.
Thank you.
On either side. I mean, maybe Jordan Love can bounce back and look better against maybe the worst defense in the NFL right now, but To say that you're intrigued to watch a Broncos football game it's just not something that you should be saying.
The Packers are like the most 8-9 of all the 8-9 teams, right? Like just middle of the road.
Yeah. I think that they're worse. I really think they're worse. I think the Steelers more so are, but I feel like I did not like what I've seen from Jordan Love these last couple of weeks. And I don't know what the Packers calling card is. I don't know what their identity is. I think their defense is okay, but I think their offense is below average right now.
Yeah. All right, Dolphins. Here we go. The big one. Yeah. Dolphins at Eagles. And I want your pick on this one.
I am going to pick – I think I'm going to pick the Eagles. This is a styles make fights kind of thing. This is like a fast guy, a fast team against a team that likes to win in the trenches. I don't know if I've seen if Jalen Carter is going to be playing this week, but I love the Eagles' trenches. Their offensive line and their defensive line is where they make their money. DeAndre Swift has had a great season on the ground, much because of that offensive line. It'll be interesting to see as well. I mean, they're another team, much like the 49ers, coming off a really bad loss last week. Good teams don't have back-to-back bad weeks. I think that the Eagles in a home game on prime time on Sunday night against a really, really formidable Dolphins team, this is an opportunity for the Eagles to make a statement because they have not had a dominant win all year long. I think it would be really good for them to just physically dominate the Dolphins, something that I don't think the Dolphins would really know what to do with.
No, that's true. And look, we talked about the Niners facing the Browns being the best defense. Well, the Jets, they're a top 5 defense. Yes, so it's not as if the Eagles lost to a bunch of bums, right? But you did lose, and Jalen Hurts didn't look good. So that's a big part of it as well. I agree with you in that it's a great opportunity for the Eagles. Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm getting caught up.
You need to watch out. You're going to Philly, okay? They might hear your words.
That's true. But I might be getting caught up in the eye candy or whatever it is. But I do think that very similar to these levels that we talk about with the Kings. This is a huge opportunity for the Dolphins to say, look, everybody thinks that we're just good early on in Miami when it's warm or in a dome. We're going to show you that we can go to. It's not cold yet, right? But we're going to show you that we can go to a cold weather city against a really hostile environment with the Eagles, the NFC champs, and we can hold our own with them. So I think it's a huge opportunity, and I have the Dolphins. I think that they will take that step. So we will talk next week to see who got that right and who got that wrong. Last one, it's not really a good game, but it could be worse. 49ers at Vikings.
Monday.
Waiting all day for a Monday night.
Yeah, I think this is the Niners' game to lose, essentially. I think that, again, like we talked about earlier, the Niners defense needs to put the pressure on Kirk Cousins, make Kirk Cousins make mistakes. Kirk's been historically terrible in primetime games. This is an opportunity for Kirk Cousins to silence a lot of haters for sure. No Justin Jefferson. The run game hasn't been going. If the Vikings are going to win this game, crazy enough, I can't believe I'm saying it, it's going to be because of Kirk Cousins. I don't believe that's going to happen. I think the Niners are going to roll them. I would expect like this to be – I definitely can see the Niners dropping 30 on them as they have for pretty much every opponent except for the Browns last week. I'm going to say this is 30 to 14 game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say obviously the Niners win. Yeah. I do think that it'll be another I do think that it'll be another opportunity for the Niners to say, hey, we're back.
Yep.
Last week was last week. We're moving forward. So I'm not going to give you a score. Okay. I think it's going to be pretty solid. Like you said, I think Niners win by at least 10. I don't know what the spread is, but they're going to win by at least 10. And I think it's going to be a George Kittle bounce back game. As
do the big guys play? You think?
I don't think Christian McCaffrey plays. Maybe Debo. Okay. But I don't know about Christian McCaffrey. He shouldn't play.
Yeah,
he shouldn't
I agree.
play. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, yes, it is time for our final Kings predictions. Records, how far they'll go in the playoffs. And we want to hear from you as well. 916-339-1140. When we get back, Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Friday forecast includes a mix of sun and a few high clouds. Temperatures will top out today in the mid to upper 80s. You can expect overnight lows nice and cool in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Winter's coming, so let's kick off the cold season right and get your heater all tuned up. Now just $79. No matter how cold it gets outside, you'll always be warm and toasty inside. plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Vaughn.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Risa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The city of Sacramento offers grass conversion rebates to help you replace your thirsty lawn with a naturally water-efficient landscape. Whether you own a home or business in Sacramento, you may be eligible. Learn more at sacwaterwise.com. Get your retirement savings to play ball with your retirement plan. Call Cap Trust today at 916-924-7527 or log on to captrust.com.
It ignites something inside of you. It's a new era in entertainment. Experience legendary performers like never before. All new and all incredible. This is the venue. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and, and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Hey, everybody. It's that time of the week where, even though I'm not Christopher Laud, it's time for your chill Sactown Sports headline. The Sacramento Kings, they beat the Utah Jazz last night. They finished the preseason with 1 win, 4 losses. First game of the season. It's on Wednesday. You can listen here on Sactown Sports. By the way, the next day is the debut of Styles and Watkins at 10 a.m. Thursday. Houston Astros versus Texas Rangers. They play baseball in about 30 minutes. It's Game 5 of the American League Championship Series. You guys should definitely check that out. Sacramento State football is back at home tomorrow night. They're playing a nationally televised primetime game versus the Montana State Bobcats. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. You, the listener, can get your tickets at hornetsports.com. Those are your headlines. Now, let's return to Styles and Watkins.
Now, I can't, after something like that, I can't just come in hot, right? Like I have been on this fun Friday. So I just got to be more chill, Styles and Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
Yes.
We're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weekend, guys.
It's the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. That's a good one.
I love
By the way, fun fact, the person who runs that Twitter account is a student at UC Davis.
Really?
Yeah, the Twitter
Wow.
account that posts the famous Ladies and Gentlemen the Weekend every week. Yeah.
Why do you know that? How do you know that?
One of my friends knew him.
That's a weird flex for that guy to just be like, hey, I
created
I run that Ladies and
Well,
Gentlemen
that's the
Weekend.
thing. I mean,
It's a
you're
weird
probably
flex.
getting, if you're verified, you're getting cashed out now.
Yeah, that's true.
You're getting cashed out. Get in where you fit in. All right. Before we get to our final predictions for the Kings, got to give some time, baseball guy. I actually spent a good amount of time last night talking with a guy who played at Long Beach back in the day in the 80s and has a bunch of friends that played professional baseball. So talking a lot of baseball with him. So it was a good time. We were watching the game together. So it was good stuff. And just to go over what's going on. I mean, it's really random in baseball right now because you have, I know I don't know how far they are apart from each other, but they're both in Texas. You had the Astros losing both games at home and then winning both games on the road against the Rangers. Now you go back, or no, I believe the Rangers, it's 2-3-2. So the Rangers, they have to win.
Yes, they do.
They have to win today. And you have the Phillies who are in a bit of a better situation because it's still only 2-1, but they did lose to the Diamondbacks. So if the Phillies can grab one today or the next game, then you head back to Philly. So yeah, really interesting how they do that, but I do think it makes sense. All right, it's time. Final prediction, Chris Watkins. Your last prediction, prediction before the season starts. You're going to go, then Kyle's going to go, and then I'm going to finish. We are talking.
All right.
We are talking number of wins.
Okay.
Record, number of wins, and how far they're going to go in the playoffs. Your Sacramento Kings, the Beam Team.
I don't like being put on the spot like this. It's not on the spot.
I told you it was coming.
You've literally been telling me all day that this is coming. So this is quite literally 3.5 hours of me just completely ignoring this. I'm going to say, after long deliberation, I've been all summer back and forth on, are the Kings going to have a worse record, but like maybe be a better team in the long run, like more set up for success now? I think I've fallen on the other side of things. I think I did too much tempering of expectations leading into the season. And now watching the guys out there on the floor, I just think Keegan Murray's going to be really big this year. Say it ain't so. I'm going to say the Kings get 50 wins this year.
Wow.
I think they're going to improve on 48. I'm going to say 50. And you know what? I don't know what. That's the problem.
Do it.
Kings are going to have a competitive second round. I don't know if they're going to make it past it, but they're going to be competitive in that second round.
Sure. I like it.
And that's my prediction. I don't know if that's what I actually believe is going to happen, if that makes sense. Like in my heart of hearts, I don't. But that's my everything, bringing everything together. That's my logical conclusion.
Okay.
50 wins and a competitive second round exit.
Kyle?
We have that marked down in the notes. We're saving this, along with your Kings bold predictions.
Your turn, Kyle.
All right. I'm going to say 49 wins for the Kings. They're going to beat last year's total. And I'm going to say they get the 5th seed in the West.
What?
The 5 seed in the Western Conference at 49. And they are going to have a second round exit.
Okay.
Might be 4 depending on how it goes, but it was last year was weird that there were so many teams bunched together.
Okay. All right. I hear you on that. I'm just checking something here before I give mine.
No problem. Yeah, you want to be, have an educated.
Okay, so I'm
prediction.
looking here. Oh, wait.
He's thinking about going 82-0.
Well,
He's got to
what
check
I'm
the schedule
doing,
real quick.
well, what I'm doing is
Quick
I'm
math.
trying to see. Here we go. I'm trying to see the Nuggets record from last season. What it takes
to be
number
seed.
one.
Oh boy.
To be number one.
You've got some high aspirations.
Well, no, let's see here. Western Conference standings. Conference standings here. All right, so
I love how the Google result instantly was for MLS.
Here
That's
we
what
go.
everybody's
exactly.
thinking about, right? Is the MLS.
Okay, so to get the 1 seed, the Nuggets had 53 wins.
Yep.
It was close.
Yep.
It was close. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no.
Oh yes. I believe that the Western Conference is going to beat each other up.
Yep.
The whole time, and I think 51 wins will do it this year. 1 seed.
Wow. 51 wins and the 1 seed.
Your Sacramento Kings. Now,
if you say they lose in the first round, I might have to hop across this table right now.
I think
might have to move some
second
furniture.
round is going to be the issue.
Okay.
Because I think they're going to run into they're running into the Nuggets or the Suns.
Right.
And if the Suns are rolling, it's going to be tough for anybody. So I think that they get that 1 seed because they can do it. I think that the Nuggets might have a little bit of a championship hangover. The Grizzlies won't have Ja. Where is Ja?
Where is Ja?
The Phoenix Suns, it's going to take them a bit to get rolling. The Clippers are the Clippers. Golden State Warriors, Team AARP, they got a lot going on.
Pelicans, watch out.
The 1?
No, not for the 1. The Warriors aren't going to get the 1.
No, they're not going to get the 1. I got the Kings getting the 1. Maybe I'll up it to 52 wins. That seems more realistic for the 1. 51. 51 wins. And next, you're going to end up against the Suns or the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And I think that it's still moving in the right direction. It's still building blocks.
Yep.
So I think they get the 1 seed. They probably lose to the Nuggets or the Suns in the second round. But it'll be a heck of a ride.
Yeah. I don't know where 50 wins will get you this year. It'll be really interesting because second place, you have the standings in front of you. What did Memphis finish with last year?
Memphis finished with 51.
51? Wow.
Yeah.
See, I might have to correct this because 49 is probably going to get them the 3 seed again. So maybe they only win 46 games.
Okay, so you're firmer on the 5th seed.
There's somewhere between 4 and 6. Like 4 and 6 seed is where I feel good about them.
Okay. All right. Well, we got it. We all have them going out in the second round. It's just a matter of how much steam they have coming into the playoffs.
Yeah. Pretty much. They would have made the second round last year if they didn't play the Warriors.
I agree.
Really, I firmly believe that. And there's not really, unless they play the Warriors again. Even then, I would feel like the Kings have a pretty good shot. But there's a handful of teams out there that I just think would give the Kings problems in a playoff series.
YouTube chat, Silva, 47 and 35. He thinks that Denver will have 54 wins. It's hard to double back.
Yeah.
It's hard to go Drizzy back to back.
They also got very fortunate with Michael Porter Jr., who's had to miss chunks of seasons, if not entire seasons, because of injury. Like, he was very healthy last year. They lose Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
Lose Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Like, there's, not a lot of people talking about how the Nuggets, they definitely like their draft, but they lost some pieces. You mentioned Memphis. Losing Ja Morant for 25 games. Those are the 2 teams ahead of the Kings in the standings last year.
So I
kind of open.
I think they get the 1. I'm still struggling with what they're going to be able to do in the playoffs. Wow. I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. We're going to break. When we get back, we got some crosstalk with the Drive guys. Styles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Anxious to get back at it after their first loss of the season, the 49ers are in Minnesota on Monday night.
San Francisco! With a little razzle-dazzle.
Join Greg Papa and Tim Ryan for every moment of 49ers football.
Sack! Pressure by Nick Bosa!
Niners and Vikings.
15 consecutive games with a touchdown for McCaffrey.
Monday on your new home for San Francisco 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
If you finally decided it's time to purchase a new Mercedes-Benz, the family owners of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton are offering select vehicles like the Mercedes-Benz C and E-Class sedans and the all-electric vehicles at 3.99% APR for up to 72 months for qualified buyers. Your new Mercedes awaits you just 45 minutes from Sacramento, right off I-5. See why we make buying the finest car in the world a special event you'll never forget. Welcome to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, mbofstockton.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
When every shot counts, the professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio encourage you to try the brand new Titleist T-Series irons. Irons designed to enhance your play through control, distance, flight, forgiveness, looks, sound, and feel. With 4 T-Series models, the fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We are back, Sactown Sports. Little crosstalk here. Hey, with the drive guys, and Mr. Draper is coming down my road a little bit. He's saying that I'm pandering to the Kings fans with this one seed. No, sir, I would not do that. I would not do that. Like I said, I only think there are 3 teams that can go for it.
Do you think Sacramento really could go for it?
I think they got the horses to go for it. I don't know if they're going to get it, right? You threw in the Grizzlies.
I threw in the Grizzlies. Right. They finished second last year, and they missed Ja a lot. They got Marcus Smart. Hopefully Steven Adams for them is back healthy and able to play. Memphis might be in the mix as well.
I'm probably sleeping on Memphis a little bit.
I didn't say you were pandering, but I did tell Kyle and Simone in there that I thought you were drunk.
You can ask them. Come on, man.
It's been a long show. It's a Friday.
It is Friday, Monday. No, I mean, you were the 3 seed already.
Yeah.
Okay. There's only you can only. So the only other question is, do you think they regress?
Did you see what Slater wrote today? He's going to be on with us today.
Okay.
He basically said he likes the Kings to win the division.
Yeah.
But as far as the postseason, he thinks they have
the
least chance
title
of anyone else in the division of winning the title.
The title.
It's the star thing. Right? Is their teams don't win it all without a superstar. So the question is, can De'Aaron get there this year? I don't know.
And if he doesn't, can Colby
Right. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I have an issue with something you said today, and I'm not upset.
Just one?
Because I don't. Yeah,
Just only one thing.
big
Okay,
one.
that's good.
And
I feel
I
like
don't.
that's good.
I'm not upset with anything you said, but I think you opened the door to something you didn't mean to. The whole toe thing.
You're saying we should have put our foot in our mouth?
Well, I mean, it could set a precedent that doesn't work for all communities. I'm from Vallejo, so So you see why I'm saying I don't think you should-
Vallejo? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Well, look, it was an accident. The whole thing was an accident.
I now see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just
Don't-
now in my
welcome to the
head,
party.
I almost said it out loud, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay,
No one
that's
is
what he's
from the
talking
toe.
Right.
Okay. It's just when you say Sacramento, you don't say Sacramento.
But it caught on right on the chat.
Yeah, the chat loved it.
They took it in.
Malik Monk is very good in the toe man game.
He scored 40 toe last year against the Clippers. That was a good one. I like that one a lot. Going toe to toe with the Warriors.
Yes, you got to
That
go
was
toe
on
to toe with the
me.
Warriors. That was
on
Chris.
me. That was
and
on
that
me.
wasn't even planned.
Was not
so,
intentional.
Yeah, that was good stuff. That was good stuff.
Those were the
I mean,
days, huh?
Yeah.
those were the days.
3 hours ago.
They don't make jokes like they used to. So, Jazz, Kings get a W. What did you like? Did Vezenkov look any more comfortable?
Well, we got Drape's takes coming
Yeah, we
up.
got the take. So I don't want to give away all my hot takes, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some hot takes.
I'll
So
share
go
a
ahead,
little
buddy.
bit. And we got music for it now. And
Wow.
I haven't even heard
What?
it. I'm looking forward to
We're
that.
in the 19th century now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're getting better and better. That is good stuff.
I noticed that the G-Man was calling him Vazenkov.
The G-Man was struggling. I wouldn't say, I don't want to say
I'm
the
still
G-Man
not
struggles
sure.
with
Yeah,
anything.
because I still hear Vezenkov,
Yeah.
Vazenkov.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Some say Alexander.
I looked at, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go with this. I looked at the Kings game
Right,
notes.
because they have pronunciation.
Yeah, they
guides
got the
too, don't they?
pronunciation, and it's Vezenkov.
Okay.
Vezenkov, excuse me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it is?
Yeah,
Oh.
so it's Vezenkov. Like the K is not in the second syllable.
Have
So
you
it's
ever
not Vezenkov.
Have you ever heard the audio of J.
According
Ross
to them.
talking to, wasn't it Bielitsa?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bielitsa, yes.
Where he was trying to say, have
Nemanja.
you ever heard that audio?
I
Yeah.
haven't heard that audio. Is it pretty good?
It's just like a who's on first
Was it
kind
like
of thing. Where
Nemanja,
he's like,
Nemanja?
Jason's like, so just for clarification, we have to say your name all the time. Is it Nemanja? What is it? Nemanja. And Jason, okay, Nemanja. No. Nemanja. Nemanja?
Do we have that?
Nemanja. And it's just them for like 2 minutes going back and forth. And
J.
then,
Ross was.
and then Nemanja at the end, or Nemanja at the end is like, it's fine. You got it. And Jason's like, no, like it's really important we get it right. And he's like, it's fine. It's not. It's just not.
Could be
worth
one
it.
of those situations.
Yeah,
for a while.
exactly.
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Vezenkov,
Yeah.
Sasha, Alexander, who's
Something similar happened with Hito. Seriously, years
yeah,
ago.
right.
A hard time.
Turka glue
Yes,
and all that
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
Because I would hear Turgaloo or Turgiglu.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Turkaloo is what
Yeah, I
we
believe
ended
it's
up. I don't know
Turkaloo.
what's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
but that's what we ended
That's
up.
what we
calling
ended
it.
up. Glue. Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
Turkey glue was what a lot of kids
Oh
would
my
go
God.
with.
Sure.
That was the favorite of children.
Wow. So, why do you have the Kings finishing 7th in the West?
I think I've already.
Did you say
no,
7?
No,
he did
I
seven.
didn't.
I'm trying to think with our bold
I think I had him
predictions.
5th, but beating the 4th seed in the first round, and this was
5th?
weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think last year was a flash in the pan?
No, I think they're going to be.
Alan twisted. No,
that's fine.
Make
So
it
the
leaks
Kings
like that.
suck
Come on,
is what you're
exactly
saying.
right.
I think, and I know a lot of people have said this, so it may border on cliche, but it's what I think. I think they'll be a better team, but I don't think they'll win as many games.
Whitey has also predicted that the Kings are going to win the in-season tournament as well.
They're going to beat.
They're
going to
beat the Atlanta Hawks,
Yeah.
even more specifically.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In the in-season
Interesting.
tournament. Not many people are talking
Fascinating.
about that.
Big Trey Young guy, huh?
Prophetic.
Oh,
Some
he's
are
going
saying.
to, I mean, Off Night's going to shut him down for the first whatever cup it is.
Yeah.
The Commissioner's Cup.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Cup.
Well, Trey Young was one of those guys
Stern
where
Trophy.
during the summer, a lot of players said that Trey Young deserves more respect.
He's
Really?
Are you serious?
He's not terrible,
No,
but
he's just. No,
I'm not a Trey Young.
He's not terrible, but he's
right there.
trolling
We're
right now.
simpatico here.
He's really overrated.
He is.
Is he over? Is he really? Is he actually overrated?
I
think-
don't think he is.
I think
No.
Trey Young is hands down the worst defender in the NBA. Period.
That's not saying much, though. It's you can throw Dame Lillard in that. Is Dame,
I
does
think
that make Dame Lillard
I think
overrated?
Trey Young is
How much
singularly-
Dame
Lillard's
but
not
how-
that much better than him,
Right,
though.
right.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
and he's nowhere near Dame Lillard on
People
offense.
have Trae Young rated 25 to 35 in all the latest rankings that we saw. I think, what's wrong with that?
I think it's too high. That's what I think.
Oh, you're terrible. He led a team to the Eastern Conference Finals, man. He's accomplished way more than a lot of these guards that are higher.
You know what the problem is?
That's the problem.
You know what the problem is with Chris? It's hard for him to give any kudos to Trae Young because he's a Luka guy. He's a Luka guy.
Oh, is that what it is?
He's a Luka guy.
It's not that I'm not, but I don't even really think of those two in the same conversation.
You have to.
Trae Young likes to have them in the same conversation. I heard Trae Young make some comments the other day about how, when I win a title, then everybody's going to change their tone in the conversation.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, when? Yes, we will when he wins a title. We sure will.
What are we going to do when a player has no championship rings but 4 in-season championship rings?
Chris Paul, you mean? Because Chris Paul was talking the other day during that Warriors broadcast that we all had to labor through. They were talking about how Chris Paul was telling Dunleavy, he was like, "No, we're gonna win the in-season tournament this year." So good luck on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Carmelo, what would you rather have, a gold medal or in-season ring? Got to be a gold medal.
Yes, it does have to be. It does have to be.
Probably.
I think one thing we agree on. There you go.
Yeah.
And with that,
live from the toe.
Right, we will let you go. Thanks everybody for listening. Styles and Watkins, October 26th, our debut.
Yes, sir.
Don't miss it. Tell your family, tell your friends. We're lighting the beam.
It's gonna be way better than today was.
That's right. Drive Guys up next. Have a good weekend.
So, I don't even want to. Bielitsa, correct? Did I do it well or?
It's okay. Bielitsa. Yeah.
Nemanja.
Yeah, Nemanja.
I'm not doing it
I'm
right.
not.
I'm not hitting it.
I'm not even going to try. But it sounds so different when he says it versus you.
Accent is different, but you're doing well. Nemanja instead of Nemanja. But it's okay. You can call me Nemanja.
Wait, say that again. They sounded like the same thing.
Nemanja. Yeah.
Nemanja.
The 82-game NBA journey begins Wednesday for the Sacramento Kings.
He's got the triple